quantum eraser. He moves through the world with purpose and grace, destroying beliefs at steadfast pace, asking what's science and what's math. His wisdom cuts through like tempered glass. They call him Huey, the quantum eraser. A master archer with bow in hand, his aim is true across the land, not just in science, but in every heart. He hits his mark with a steady heart. They call him Huey, the quantum eraser. It's all too easy for him when he takes the stage. With every word he states, they feel the rage. His presence alone rattles that cage. The crayon-eating numpties are running out of time. They call him Huey, the quantum eraser. With every swing of the cowbell, the illusion fades, and with each strike, the glow-burst illusion degrades. Huey's treatments, they cure them of their plight, guide them toward truth with all his might. They call him Huey, quantum eraser. The hardest thing about being a Glober is tell your daddy you're gay, oh so gay. That's why they need Huey's treatment. They call him Huey, quantum eraser. They call him Huey, the quantum eraser.
That's so bonnet fun, picking and a granite. And we're off. As usual, if you'd like to support this channel, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. Head on over to Discord, see if the beautiful Betty Van Velsen's over there. The beautiful Betty Van Velsen Betty.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yep.
And present and not so beautiful.
Yeah, we're having some struggles.
Call me the cross-eyed lion.
Now, I'm shocked
What
that
was
you
his
brought
name? That was that series, right? The cross-eyed lion. What? Lawrence. Was Lawrence the cross-eyed lion?
I have never heard of that before, and I'm shocked that you brought that up, but that's not what I called you. Could you tell them what I called you?
No.
No?
Beautiful Betty Van Velsen.
I did call you that, but in the context that you were bringing up the cross-eyed stuff, there was a particular phrase I mentioned.
Oh, maybe I crossed that out.
You crossed that?
It's Elsa. Sorry to interrupt you guys. Elsa, the cross-eyed lion. Elsa.
Elsa? Really?
I'm here!
Wow!
Yeah, from a program called Daktari. The program was
Daktari,
called
yes.
Daktari in the
Yeah,
70s.
I listened. Yeah, I saw that a lot of
Go
times.
on, Jim.
That's nice. Thank you for remembering me. That's
Hi,
great.
Betty.
Hey, Neil. How have you been, Neil? I've missed you. And now he's standing outside somewhere. I don't know.
I don't want to ruin the show with my train wreck of a mic.
Ah.
Sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's always when it's...
Yeah.
You know, every time you say that, I start to robot.
Yeah, true. You only have to introduce yourself, and then that's good usually. But then when you talk a lot more, then it starts to go haywire. So you're just limited to a couple of words at a time.
Somebody said clearance.
And it's usually what.
Oh God! Somebody said clearance. The cross-eyed line. Is that correct? Clarence. Two people. Clarence. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was a male lion, wasn't it?
That's it, Clarence. There's also, but there's Clarence as well, yeah.
It had manes, yeah. And he was cross-eyed, so he couldn't
He is the
attack
program.
if he wanted to.
Couldn't feed himself because he was seeing two of them.
Yeah. Are you playing that song again? Or am I doing it?
No, you're doing it.
I'm doing it! Ah!
You always do it. This is shut up, Neil. Your mic is trash again. And interrupted me again. My God. Does he do that on purpose?
I think so, yeah. Sort of weird, huh?
I forgot what I was going to
Oh,
say.
me?
There he goes again.
Neil, you have to take into consideration that Kiwi is a little bit ill, right? He has like a low, sexy voice because of the throat hurt.
Voice is
Throat ache.
always sexy.
No. You usually have like a hysterical, high-pitched voice.
Hysterical.
It's hysterical, yeah.
High pitched.
High-pitched, there you go.
What the hell?
High-pitched. Me?
Eh.
Yep. I proved my point.
Had a good wake-up call this morning. The roofer's up on top. They're replacing the roof, so if anyone's ever had that done before, you know how that sounds.
So he opened the roof and saw you lying there and said, "Hi, Kiwi.
No,
Wakey."
no,
Oh.
they didn't even knock. They just climbed up on their ladders and they all start walking on the roof, right? And then the pounding. Well, the pounding didn't start first. They had to get the old shingles off, so you heard them,
Yeah.
digging them up, and then you
So
knew what was coming
you're
next. Huh?
managing to sleep through the taking off the shingles already. Right?
No, I didn't sleep through it. Hell no. As soon as he
You just
stepped,
lay in bed, right? Just until they start pounding on it.
I did. I tried to. That yeah. You
You tried to stay in bed the long that you could.
Yeah, that's the acme of foolishness. No, I knew I was screwed. As soon as they stepped on the roof, started walking, I woke up and I said, "Oh no, here we go."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "I'll just lay here."
You gotta love these working men. I mean, I love those men. I find it very. I'm not a morning person, so when they are doing that stuff, I admire that. I mean,
Really?
yeah, being there at 7. That means you have to wake up at 6 to get to a certain place sometimes, right? To work at a certain place, be there on time, and start pounding on
Well,
people's.
it started pounding on people's roofs. Nah, they had to get up a lot earlier because they're coming from Springfield. So
Yeah, there you go. See, so you have to basically be admiring these people because, man, what time do you have to go to bed to just be able to wake up that early?
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. How old is your roof? Sorry to cut in there. How old is your
Thank you,
roof?
Betty.
Oh boy.
Neil.
The house was built in 2000. We replaced the roof once in 2010. So I think it was 2010, 2011. So now it's 2014. It lasts approximately 10 years. Yeah.
But the whole of the roof, or was it just a portion of the roof that was the problem?
1 second, Betty.
You're having a show, right? Unbelievable.
All right, I'm back. I had to
Well,
get it. Go ahead. Go ahead with your question. What was the question again?
I said, is it the whole of the roof that's old, or is it just a portion of the roof?
Nah, it was they have to replace the whole thing.
The whole thing?
Yeah, not the roof, the shingles.
Yeah, but you told me that there was just one place that was like leaking.
Yeah, but all the rest was getting weak too. Like I said, they last approximately 10 years. It depends on how many bad storms there are. But I started noticing not that long ago, and if you look at the bottom of your drains, you'll see little speckles of the shingles coming off. That's when you know it's getting they're on their last leg.
Isn't there something else that you could put up there?
I got a question. Can't you use another material?
You can.
The roof on our house, no problem. 20 years gone now. 24 years.
Yeah, but do you
No
have
problem.
tornadoes?
Not one problem.
Yeah, but do you have tornadoes?
Yeah, we have tornadoes here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have everything here. Earthquakes and everything.
Okay.
So
So what kind of stuff do you have on your house then?
it's probably a metal roof.
Metal.
Some people use metal
Yeah,
roofs.
yeah. That's right. The Japanese use the metal roofs. It's a mixture. It's a mixture of materials now. So we had the house built in 20. It was completed in 2001.
Yeah, so it's
We've had no problems with
You
the
live
roof.
in Japan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why we have earthquakes and typhoons. We had a
Yeah.
typhoon yesterday.
Oh, nice.
oh nice.
Heavy downpour storm, and I'm out shopping, and then I had to wait until the rain subsided so I get back on my bike and carry on.
Yeah, but the Japanese are really efficient in using the certain materials, right? For the earthquakes and other
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, that's right. Our house is earthquake proof. Exactly.
And also you got the best
Prefab units, and you put them together. They're fantastic. Absorbs the shock, and the weather, everything. There's none of this roof. Traditional Japanese houses, on the other hand, with the tiles, yeah, they need to be changed from time to time. The whole thing has to be replaced. Not cheap.
Interesting. And also
Superchat.
you guys got the best.
Put a cork in it, Betty. Super booger, super mustache.
He is in a bad
Superficial.
mood. Yeah, okay. Platypus that got here late. All I heard was, as QE say, they didn't bother knocking and they started pounding. Dear penthouse forum, anyone?
Yeah, that's terrible. Terrible platypus. But thanks for the super
Super
chat.
angry.
That's
Yeah.
Booger right now. He's super angry.
At you? At his mom?
No, just in general, he's just having a mood right now, and he's walking a thin, tight rope over here.
Super moody.
Sounds like Mama had her fill.
Well, it's never mom's fault.
I said it sounded like she had her fill for today with the booger.
Yeah, he's
That's
walking
one
the
way of
line.
saying
Okay,
it.
now that I'm stopped and I'm coming in clear, I'm roboting again.
Nope. Not yet.
Why are you changing your roof every 10 years, QE?
Shut up.
Something's wrong.
No, it's not. That's the age that they usually last.
A
No,
decade.
I'm not changing the roof. It's changing the shingles, right?
You need a Japanese.
Oh, okay, shingles. Sorry.
Yeah, not the roof.
Shingles is different.
Yeah, numpty.
Well, unless the tornado took it off.
Well, unless that. Yeah. So they're making the
Shingles is different.
They're making the shingles a little bit better these days, but still, from the crazy weather that we get here, then about approximately 10 years. This one lasted a little bit longer. Like I said, 2010 or 2011, I had it changed. So somewhere roughly about 10, 15 years max. I looked into a metal roof, but it was a little bit too expensive. Couldn't do it.
And they can take that off too, those tornadoes, don't they?
Yeah.
And then you can sort of behead one sometime with it.
Yeah. The neighbors got them. It looks like pretty good. They still have some problems, but overall, they're better than shingles. But we didn't do that this time. It's just the way it goes. I only got two more roofs left. Anyway, for me.
Yeah, but if you got the maybe the kids out of the house, you can maybe keep a lot of money in the bank.
Yes, they do.
Then you can maybe afford a nicer roof.
Yes, they do. You caught on to that. I only got a couple more roofs left.
Yeah, I caught on to that one as well. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the way it goes.
Those kids, they're nice, but they cost you a lot, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
And not only money.
They're not here anymore.
Oh, empty nest syndrome.
Mine
Yeah, we got empty nest. All that's left is Kitty. Oh, and Kitty wasn't too impressed with the pounding on the roof either.
Where did he go to?
He ran underneath my bed.
Oh, so he didn't cling to you with his nails and stuff.
He looked at me sideways and then took off. He came out to inspect a little bit and then pew right back in the bedroom right underneath my bed. Yeah.
Is that the favorite place?
Yes. Yep.
So yeah, does he miss the kids? Do you think?
I don't. He doesn't talk, so I didn't ask him.
Yeah, but you can see by his demeanor, I think.
Nah, he's because we've been cleaning up, and then we all of a sudden got a lot of space.
What are you gonna do with the space, huh?
We rearranged everything, cleaned everything up.
Yeah, but you got 2 rooms maybe now.
We got more rooms that we know what to do with. Yes.
But is it so that you are like repurposing the rooms already? These kids might come back.
They will come back during college breaks and stuff, but yeah, they've already been sort of repurposed. You're
Yeah.
right. What are you gonna do? You can't leave them go, right? So all my bow stuff is in my son's room.
Yeah, you can also put the appliances to work out also inside instead of.
Nah, they're out in the garage. They're not gonna come in. They got spiders and all kind of stuff through them. So
Yeah, but you can clean that out and then you take it in and never get any spiders in.
yeah, that's true. But that's a lot of work.
Jeez, man, you sound like you're an old man of 90.
I'm getting there.
Yeah, well, hopefully. Sounds like you're not gonna make it.
Almost didn't make it this weekend shooting. It was fun, but I had to take like 600 milligrams of ibuprofen.
Oh,
Poor baby.
yeah.
I had a couple ibuprofen cam overs.
That's because, that's because you're not learning how to shoot both ways. So you're putting all the stress on one arm.
I can't shoot left-handed, dude.
You can. You can do it if you want it.
No,
Just takes a bit of practice.
No, I'd have to go buy different bows too.
What else is new?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the problem with them fancy bows. You can only use them on one side.
Yeah,
Like a manual car.
Are you
you can only
I'm
use,
left-handed as well.
You can only use a compound bow. The ones I have on, you're either right-handed or left-handed.
That's true. And upside down, it's not working.
Not upside down. You can't shoot them upside down. You get your ass whooped.
Interesting. So Rumpus was right.
Yeah. So I had a couple ibuprofen cam overs.
And then hit yourself in the ass.
So yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah.
I had a couple ibuprofen cam overs. That's when you pull the bow back. Cams are set, but I got high let off on it because I like to hold. I got about 18 pounds of holding weight on my bow. I like it so I have to hold a lot. But now with the tennis elbow, I might have to lighten that up a bit, I think, maybe. But what happened was it'll jump forward on you because I like to. This is a conundrum because it's marksmanship. When it gets down to it, it's all marksmanship. But for years and years and years and years and years as a marksman, that I learned how to shoot really well, and you shoot relaxed, right? But with a bow like that, you can't. It's. I find myself relaxing right before the shot, and with that amount of poundage and my friggin' tennis elbow, you sorry friggin' what so and so. So the cam, it pulls your arm forward, so the cam's over. My thumb's on the trigger, and when it cams over, the trigger goes off and the arrow goes off in the never land. So that happened to me twice.
Pew pew pew.
4.
Yeah.
When
And
you
it
draw
has
the bowstring, are you drawing the bowstring with your right hand or your left hand?
Right hand.
Bowstring.
Right.
Right hand. Oh, so you're like me then, yeah. I'm the same. So my left arm is steadying the bow and that, and you're aiming, and then you're drawing with your right hand, yeah. So we're the same. Left-handed. There you go.
That's amazing.
It is.
So you're a bow shooter too?
What a coincidence. We're both right-handed.
He's a bow shooter. That's what he wants to portray.
Right, yeah, we're both right-handed, yeah. And I'm left-footed football player. Left-footed, by the way.
John doesn't do football.
That's amazing. What an
And I'm a
accomplishment.
southpaw boxer. Southpaw boxer. Southpaw.
So
I
what you're
play hockey left-handed.
so what you're saying is you're a southpaw boxer.
Do you box, Kiwi?
No, hell no. I could barely get out of
Hey,
bed.
Betty,
in the
I
morning.
box.
Shut the hell up, Neil. She's asking me.
I
do most things
boxed
ambidextrous.
oranges in Florida.
Ask Brian. He's Irish. I bet you Brian boxes because he's Irish.
I don't know.
He's ruined my joke.
It's some years ago. Obviously not now. It's some years ago. Not important.
Told you.
Just to do
Hey,
it.
Betty.
Oh,
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah, Neil.
When I was in Florida,
Oh, God. You just kill. Are you purposely doing this?
No, he's not. He's just on his way. Can't help it himself. He wants
intentionally.
to participate.
I had a good joke.
Oh.
Neil, listen to me carefully. You are ruining the show.
Oh, come on. You don't exaggerate.
You come in clear, then you go away, then you robot, then you come in clear, and then you friggin' robot. Nathan would skin you alive if you did that on his show.
Sounds like you're doing the same thing.
I'm not, but I want to get somewhere. I mean, I don't know where I want to
Yeah, do you
go.
wanna get-
I
Yeah.
don't know where I want to go just yet, but I want to get there.
So, do we have any content on this show today?
You know what? We do. And
Really?
yeah, it's surprising because yesterday I was thinking, I said, okay, Betty's going to come on the show. She's going to ask if I have any substance.
It gets you prepared, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I said, well,
Well,
I really don't for today because I wanted to
I can
keep
talk
it
about shingles.
I wanted to
Yeah.
keep it relaxing because they're still messing around out there. Now they stopped pounding, but I still hear them scurrying about.
Now, this day, today.
Yes, they're still out there.
Wow.
Kiwi, did you see the stuff I sent you?
It's amazing. Yeah, I didn't get a chance, Brian, because I've been busy all weekend. Had an archery shoot. Got another archery shoot this Saturday, so I'm trying to get prepared and get all my ibuprofens in order.
He's
Well,
on that.
what I sent you, the first thing, the top thing that I sent you is just a timestamp of Globebusters.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just
I
a couple
did.
of minutes.
Yeah, I did. And you know what? Every time you send me a timestamp, there's no timestamp. But you,
You
but
use it out of Skype. Because that
he
work.
did put Betty, but he did put the time in there. He said,
Yeah.
you know, yeah. So that was cool. So he knows better now.
Yeah, but if you use Skype to go to the time, I don't think that it will take. So
Yeah, the timestamp, when you save the timestamp and you go, when I do it, when I put timestamps in there, they work.
yeah, sure. They don't because if I use them on my phone in Skype, I don't get any timestamps. So I have to go to the whole
Yeah,
video.
but he covered his butt. Yes, I did. Brian,
Cover what?
I did listen to it. Was there something specific that you wanted me to focus on?
Well, he was giving out, him and your man Zachary, giving
Yeah.
out about people making stuff up.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I mean, it was the worst case of projection I ever heard.
Gaslighting.
Yeah, they have a tendency to do that. I do remember snickering at that and just shaking my head. Yeah. Fucking clowns. Okay, what were we talking about? We were trying to get back to substance or content, right? So the other day, yeah, I'm getting there, Betty. Relax. Cool. What?
Superchat.
Super duper, super stupid, super stupid, super Betty.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony Whitcomb, he sent, if Earth's spin was real, then the arch. Yes.
Oh, Superchat.
Good job. Okay. If Earth's spin was real, then the archery audience ring would be about 10 arbitrary miles away, so no one gets pierced for free.
Yeah. Thank you, Tony. A couple people have brought that up on the course. I've heard Coriolis, just guys bullshitting around. They'd say it, but I didn't get involved with it. I just blew it off.
But you said that you still heard?
Heard? I don't think Heard's gonna get it, Betty.
You said that the guys were still working on the roof. Did you ask them what level is?
No, I didn't. I asked him. No. I did go out for a second because I pulled what they did a couple days before. They put the roof up. They put all their shingles and all the vents and stuff outside. A big storm came through between when they put the stuff there and when they came here. And I'm looking outside, and I said, "Hey, honey," at the bottom of the driveway, I said, "What are those things down there?" At the bottom of the driveway, they were the vents. The storm came by, blew them from the side of the house and right down almost into the drain. Right? So I pulled them into the house just in case there were other storms coming, which there always are. So I pulled them into the garage, and I forgot that I did that. And when they were working on a roof this morning, oh man, I bet they probably need those. So I pulled them out the garage, and then I looked outside the front door, and they have all these mats down, or the tarps, because of the roofing materials that they push off the roof. So I walk out the door. I'm looking up. They're on the other side of the house. And I said, oh, it looks clear, right? So I walked out there, walked over to the tarp and put it right by the extra equipment that they had, put them down, and then all I hear is all these something rolling down the mountain of the side of the roof where I'm on. So I took off towards the porch, right, so it wouldn't land on my friggin' head. So that was pretty funny. I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah.
So you have like good reflexes.
Yeah. When there's an avalanche coming down, almost threw out my back. Too funny.
Well, that should be better.
Yeah, they fooled me, man. I should have said something, but I didn't. I just wanted to be stealth-like, so I didn't say anything.
Oh.
But I heard them pounding on the other side. But wouldn't you know it? right as I got out there, I hear this avalanche. I said, "Oh, this is gonna be bad if this lands on me."
Yep.
But it didn't. I got out of the way just in the nick of time
Nice. Nice training.
so that we could have a show today. I did it for you.
For me. And for Saturday, right? So
For
that you can
everyone.
be there with the people.
Be there Saturday. Be there with what people? What are you talking about?
The bow shooting people.
What the heck does the bow shooting people have to do with it now? That wasn't a smooth transition.
Yeah, you want to be there, right? Physically.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now I get it. Yeah. It's the place where I first went and I blew up my bow. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good first part. You never do that again.
I'll tell you what. This is an outstanding bow shoot. It really is. It's sponsored by First Baptist Church. It's
It's good food.
yeah, that's right. There's food everywhere. It's biscuits. We're headed right towards first when we get there towards the biscuit and gravy tent. That's the only time I eat biscuits and gravy the whole year is there, and it's made by the church women. Let me tell you something. The food at this event, it's all free. All of it's free. It costs $10. There's 3 archery
You
shoots.
sound like a cheap Dutchman.
It's just wonderful. We all love it. Like I said, the food is so good.
But wasn't it last time that you smelled something, but you were too late or too early or something? There was something.
It's taters.
Yeah, you didn't get any.
Oh yes,
wasn't
I did. The
Oh.
taters are mine. Right? That comes in the
my
after.
goodness. You had to adjust the whole course
Yes.
to manage food addiction.
Yes. So we adjusted. So it was so hot out there. It's going to be that way. I know you guys want to listen to this. We'll get to the
Nobody
show.
does.
We'll get to the show content here in a couple minutes.
If
But
we have any.
last year, we went. See, like I said, there's 3 archery shoots, or what do they call them? Courses. 3 archery courses. Place is huge, right? It's out in the woods. But they got some apparatus up there, big old barns, and some buildings and stuff by a huge lake. It's really outstanding. But anyway, but they cooked. I don't know who does it. It's the same ladies that do it every year. But down the hill on this one course, there's the tater station, right?
Open the door.
They got big tents and picnic tables, and they got taters, right? These taters, they're so good. I can't explain how good these things are. They cook them up, they fry them up with onions and other things, and they got ketchup and mayonnaise and all kinds of stuff, and they just give you big bowls of taters. I love them, right? So I guess I developed it. Everyone says in our group that we shot with last week, can't wait for the taters, because of course they call them what I call them, but they're outstanding, and they got walking tacos. That's another fan favorite. You get to make your own tacos. It's just unbelievable. Then they got raffles, and then if they got certain targets that if you shoot, you get the highest score, you're entered in a raffle. So it's outstanding. We really look forward to it every year.
A raffle?
Raffle, yeah. So if you shoot a target, yeah, they have 2 raffle tickets, and if you hit the target, they have a judge, and it's usually the gator. There's other targets though, a 50-yard gator. That if you hit it, then he comes down and says, okay, you got the 12 ring. Put your name on the back of the raffle ticket, and they put your raffle ticket in, and whoever hits it, because there's like 600 people that come and frequent this course, right? So they raffle stuff off. It's a lot of fun. And they have a church service. They actually have a church service right in the middle, like right about 1 or 2 o'clock. Yeah. It's outstanding. I love it. We all love it. So that's it. Any other questions?
Walking tacos?
Walking tacos. Oh, and you know where this place is? It's the birthplace of Edwin Hubble.
No way.
Yes, sir. Birthplace of Edwin Hubble. All you Edwin Hubble fans out there. Marshfield, Missouri. It's just down the street from me.
Nobody even knows where Hubble is.
Say again?
Nobody knows where the Hubble is.
Edwin
That's an
Hubble. Yes, they do. He's a namesake of the Hubble telescope, and then the crayon muncher that said that they didn't like that the Earth was at the center. It appeared that the Earth was at the center, and they had to change their tune.
Yeah, but remember Bassano that he called NASA and asked the guy if there was any like cameras on that Hubble thing.
Yeah, what does that have to do with anything? That's another tangent off the topic.
I just told you that nobody knows what Hubble really is.
Edwin Hubble. He is a very famous.
He may be in the grave, but the Hubble in
it's super tangent, super stupid.
Okay.
super stupid,
Super cough.
super duper.
Tony Whitcomb, he sent my jacket potatoes are that great that I'm the only one immune from dying. LOL.
See, that's what I'm talking about with Tony. This is a little riddle right here. It's laced in British lore or something. What the hell does that even mean?
Who knows?
You never tasted any taters like this, Tony Wickham. I'll tell you that, sir.
They took away the likes that you can give to the super chat.
Really?
Yeah, there's no thumbie up or thumbie.
I see a thumbie up.
Yeah, I got them.
I see one right here in YouTube Studio.
Really?
Yep, someone just added the thumbs up. There's two.
Why don't I have that?
Because you're cross-eyed.
Okay.
All right, where were we? Yeah, so it's it's a really fun shoot. Raw potatoes for the what?
The win. That's right. I like raw potatoes a lot myself.
Not raw potatoes, you friggin' nut. What are you, Irish?
No, I just since I was young, I would always like when my mom or my grandmother was cutting up potatoes, they would give me the raw potato, and I still love it to this day. It's good.
Yeah, but these potatoes, look out. When these Baptists get around fried potatoes, those taters, look the hell out, man. Yeah. We're going to have to deal with all this food.
So I wonder how many you're gonna shoot.
What do you mean? How many taters I'm going to shoot?
Yeah, how many potatoes you're gonna shoot for?
I predict a couple ibuprofen cam-overs, I'll tell you that much. But it's all in fun. I just lose a couple arrows. It happens.
So how many people are you going to go with then?
Oh, the whole group is coming out. And they give me credit for because they never used to do anything like this. So everyone from the bow shop that closed up, the owner of the bow shop, and of course my good friend of mine that works there, and we do all the shoots. But there's a lot of people around town. So in our group, I think we have 9 going this time. So
Okay,
it's a lot of fun.
You're sort of the connecting.
Yeah,
person.
yeah. They give me credit. They said if it wasn't for John, we would have never done this. Even though they were archers, they were never into 3D shooting. But
yeah, but they never met a obsessed narcissist, right?
That's backslide. I'm no damn narcissist, Betty.
NPD.
And what's the first symptom of narcissism, Betty?
Denying the fact.
Denying the fact that I'm an narcissist. That makes me a narcissist, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that was a gem.
Yep, it was, and it's documented.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Uh-oh, they're back up on the roof. They must have took a lunch break.
Well, if they started
Where was
early, they
Negan?
probably
Sorry,
go.
Dave.
You got rumpus, Betty. Go ahead,
Yeah, so
Irish.
when they- Okay, yeah.
No, I go after Betty. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Betty.
I said if they started early, they might also pack it in early.
No, they said they'd finish it today.
Wow.
They got a whole
Okay.
boatload of people out there. I went out and I seen at least 7 of them.
Hmm.
So 7 working at the same time, they could get a lot of work done.
That's true. And also a lot of mishaps.
Yeah, you got to watch out for that. I'm going to have to go inspect after they're done because you're going to get a lot of nails, just a lot of the shingle remnants. So I'll have to go around and inspect.
Not
Hopefully
only
it's good.
that, you need to check if the work is good.
Well, to do that, I would have to get up on the roof, and that ain't
Yeah.
happening.
Why not? For the height?
I tried to. You know what? I was messing around one day. It was about 5 years ago, and I said, because I used to actually do roofing, when I was younger, with my uncle. But anyway, I went up. I said, yeah, I'll go up and check the roof. No problem. Put the ladder out there. I went to try to get up on it. Nope, couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it
Nah, back issues.
back then already. That
Yeah,
sounds like a cop out.
yeah. No, it wasn't a cop out. I was like, I didn't even think about it, and I just said, okay, let's get up on there. Uh-oh.
I remember you telling me that the whole back problems came from a certain protection of your daughter.
That's
at one
correct.
point. Yeah, so that couldn't be that one because you were early. It was earlier in the sequence.
No, the earliest in this Betty, this was in 2003, 2004.
So when did you go to do the roofing? Before you went into the military?
Oh,
or
when I was a teenager, 13, 14
yeah,
years old.
so you didn't have a daughter then, right?
No.
So there you go. I'm right.
Well, no, you're not right. I did that
I'm
when I was a
always
young
right.
man. You fruitcake. What does that have to do with me trying to get up on the roof now?
You told me about backaches that started when you had to protect your daughter from a sort of almost collision.
That
right?
was 2 separate incidents about 30 years removed from each other, Betty.
I know, but I didn't hear you having back problems already at your 19th of years of age.
I didn't have back
Sounds like-
problems back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has to undercut you, doesn't she?
You what?
She has to undercut your point.
Yeah, no, she's just a bit confused. She has a problem with transitions.
No. Well, let's transition now and go to something more useful. now.
Oh, yeah. I was saying to myself, well, I don't have any substance. And then I remembered a couple days before, guess what I did? No, that's rhetorical. So
I was brooding on something.
I know you were brooding on something. That's why I said it's rhetorical. So I was sitting here on a computer. I really didn't have a whole lot to do, and I was looking at my channel, and I'll go through my channel, and I hit playlist, and I said, let's take a look at some of these numpty clips, right? Because there's a boatload of them. So I went back to the beginning, and I started going through it. They're friggin' hilarious. So that's what my substance is. We're going to take a look at one of the numpty clips today.
Really?
Yeah.
So the NPD ship is really good then, huh?
The what?
The NPD that I told you about is spot on.
It's not MPD to go over numpty clips.
Yeah, just finding yourself so great that you need to review
I'm not
it again.
finding. I'll tell you what, though. It is. I'll tell you what, though. I have to admit that it's puke-worthy pretentious playing that song at the beginning of the show, but I still love it.
You're going to end up hating it yourself.
Now you sort of voice the thoughts that everybody has.
It is, but I love it, so I still play it. It hurts, but the hell with it. I'll play it anyway.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're excused because you're ill.
Yes, that's the excuse. I'm ill. That's right.
What Nathan is doing now is like a bad version of the numpty clips.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that what you think?
It's like a cheap numpty clips. And we told you, myself and Neil said, don't stop making them numpty clips. You said, I'm never making one of them again. That's 2 years ago.
You know what? I don't find it. I found it strange in the beginning until I figured out what the hell he was doing. Right? Because I really didn't know. When it first came, we never talked about it, right? And I seen one of his shorts and I pulled it up. I said, where the hell is he finding these people to talk to?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, unbeknownst to me, they have this app. It's Omi TV. And I think it's a European thing. Now, he said it's all over the world, but he hasn't rented any Americans yet. Not that I've seen. But there's just these complete strangers, and you go through them like a laundry list. They just pop up, and if they get a look at you and don't like the looks of you, they just hit next and next and next.
Yeah, it's sort of like a Tinder thing.
Yeah.
Oh, they can expose themselves and everything to you. Like, I mean, I won't go near that thing.
I think
you don't know who you're going to, who's going to turn up.
I think that's sort of against policy.
That doesn't mean they won't do it.
Oh, right, sure.
What is against policy?
But I was in there with him the other day, and you could, on some of his clips you'll hear me. There was a couple of them that I spoke up. I thought that I was on mute, right? But
Then you shouldn't talk.
Yeah, well, but I like trolling Nathan and then the guests too. You know, just with the people in the background. He calls us producers, like we're producing something. But there's still people in there, so I like heckling him. I figure he can't hear me or the guest, but on a couple of occasions he forgot to put the mute button on, and I was giving him the treatment.
Yeah.
Buddy. But I find it, he said he's addicted to it. I can understand why that could happen. Right? Because you run into numpties. It's like not every 100 people you come across, 99 of them are numpties, right? But he sifts through and you can get one. You get one out of, it's probably not that bad. Maybe it's 1 out of 50. It's a high number because there's a lot of, Betty, I'll tell you what, we've got a problem in society.
You're telling me, right?
It's
you know that most live in America.
It's scary. And the number of people vaping. Jeez, oh man. What is this like the vape? What is this?
It's the new 30s with the cigarettes and stuff.
Yeah, everyone's vaping.
Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, I can see how he can get addicted because you're coming into, these aren't, anti-flat earthers. These are just your regular everyday Joes.
Yeah.
Right? So, and every once in a while you get a coherent one that would have a conversation with you. I think he does a good job. I don't think it's all that bad.
It's the back alleyway of the internet. That's how I view it. It's a B grade website. You know what I mean? I'm not surprised that Nathan found it and is on it.
Hey Betty,
standards are low.
Hey Betty, that's a backslide.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a total backslide. Yeah, I'm undercutting them.
Yeah, too funny. I heard Tony Wickham say, I heard QE say, numpty dipshit. Yeah, I did one time because I thought I was on mute. Yeah, too funny. But I could see it. Sometimes it's interesting, especially the reactions they have, but you have to keep your points. And I told Nathan today that he was doing a good job. Of course, he was talking about, elevation angles, more or less latitude and longitude. But then I gave him kudos for always finishing up with the vacuum of space and gas pressure without a container, and just seeing the looks on their faces, right? It is priceless. And you don't know. I mean, this could leave a long-lasting impression on, especially if you get into big amounts of people that you just open up their eyes to, I think it may be a positive, Brian.
I don't know. Maybe I was a bit wrong to judge it so harshly. I'm just, it's like as if instead of staying on the main highway, we took this dingy road down into this dodgy town in the dark. You don't know who you're going to meet. That's what it's like to me.
Yeah, I can see that. Yes, you're right. That's a good caricature. Yep, I agree.
I do like to see the looks on their faces when they realize that they're being told that there's gas pressure next to a vacuum.
Yeah. Yeah, because you don't have to be a rocket surgeon or have a degree in physics, which is not physics anyway, but you know what I mean. Nothing's needed because everyone knows if you've ridden a bike before and pumped your tires up, that's all the acumen you need to drive this one home, right? That's why I love it. I love that argument. It kills. Now, it's not a specific flat earth proof, but it definitely deals a death blow to the heliocentric ball-tard spinning space monkey religion at a supreme pinnacle level. I love it. Brings the whole kit and caboodle down to the ground in flames. Yes, sir.
It is funny. For the few I did see, I only saw a few of them. For the few I did see, when he brings up that point, because the other points, they're not really interested in. When he mentions measurements, no one's even listening. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But when he brings up that point, it's like, oh no, there's something I can't just hand wave away. You're not gonna.
Yeah, you can't get out of it. You can't say, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about." You know, especially when they're all vaping, and Nathan brings it back to the vape and says, you know, what happens when you vape? Where does all that vape go? Right? Does it fall down to the ground?
Go boom boom, go splash splash.
Yeah, exactly. I like how he connects it. Yeah, it's outstanding. Like I said,
that you did correct him, right? A couple
say
of
again.
times. You said that you did correct him a couple of times.
I wanted
Nathan.
it to get more concise and to the point instead of beating around the bush with it.
Yeah, but you also said that you had to correct him on certain other stuff. That
Oh, no. It was the Copernicus thing. A couple things with Copernicus about being a Jesuit priest. Just minor stuff.
Is Copernicus a Jesuit priest?
No. Now Kepler, yes.
Okay. So we still have his credentials somewhere laying around.
Yeah. There, he was definitely Jesuit. Yeah, most assuredly. It's documented that way now, unless the documents are lying.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, Orwell and his everybody can, in hindsight, have credentials nowadays.
I don't know if Jesuit is a credential.
Well,
Isn't it interesting that Copernicus was a Jesuit, from supposedly, and
No, he wasn't. No, not Copernicus.
well, I thought someone was claiming he was a Jesuit.
No, someone was claiming Nathan was, and I had to correct them on it.
see, there you go.
That's what it is. I never heard of him being a Jesuit, and then Nathan started saying he was a Jesuit. And I remember Nathan talking about a book that he got off of Dr. John Dee that he read concerning Copernicus.
Mhm.
And here I am thinking that, maybe Copernicus was a Jesuit.
So Nathan Jedi mind tricked you.
Nathan's after giving me a lot of false information.
Yes, exactly. So I had
So that means, Brian, that you need to firmly check.
So we put a cork in it, Betty. Super stupid.
No, I'm just freaking
super Betty, super mustache, super booger.
Tony Whitcomb, he spent the gas pressure argument puts them in jail as they can't deny their guilt.
Yes, it does, Tony. Yeah, that's for sure. I love it when I know it's coming. Just get it more concise. He'll do a lot better with it. He'll just get better with it with experience. But the more concise, the better. So So
let's go back to this. What I wanted to just point out is that you don't follow your cult leaders, Brian, so closely. Right?
cult leaders. I'll tell you what, Betty.
So
I'll tell you what.
yeah.
You're about a half a step away from sedition.
See, there you go. That's what cult leaders do. They well,
You're a half a whisker away now. Do it again.
they excommunicate you, right?
Not excommunicate you.
Yeah. You always need to check whether your cult leader is still in check.
I'll tell you what, you're straddling a razor blade.
You're right, Betty, because I've heard Nathan mix up Kepler and Copernicus as well.
Yeah, so you need to check him out. I mean, he can make mistakes. Anybody can make a mistake.
Yeah, but he said it so confidently, he Jedi mind tricked Brian.
Of course.
Yeah, he has
But
this
I remember-
confidence that he.
Sorry, but I remember you guys telling that people follow blindly, like Jaren and all the other guys, right? And they parrot each other. So be careful not to parrot like people like Nathan when they make mistakes. It's just a warning.
I tell you something for nothing. Have no doubt I will from here on in.
Yeah,
And
that's a different scenario because
Sure,
Brian.
it is.
Yeah, it is because Brian didn't go parroting what Nathan said. It was just a
yet.
thought thing.
Yeah, not yet, but it's
Not yet.
But Nathan
He's
does
got
this.
such
He grabs a
confidence.
few pieces of information, he mixes them together, he gets them wrong, and he speaks about them confidently, and everyone just takes it as read.
Well, in his defense, Copernicus was still associated with the church for this reason. It's just, he got that part wrong that he was a Jesuit priest.
Yeah, the Jesuit thing specifically, yes.
Okay, then.
Is that all the time we want to devote to that?
I listen sometimes, and I listen to the show, and I'm not there to correct them on certain things, and I hear them saying things, and I'm just going, no, and I'm listening to an after show where it's pre-recorded or something, and I can't correct them on something, and I'm hoping the QE is there at him, and there's no one there to correct him on whatever he's saying, and he's just saying it regardless, and the hell with the outcome.
Yeah,
That's
yesterday.
kind of cringeworthy.
Yesterday, I was in there, Mr. Correction, all the time, but I can't get every one of them, Brian. Jeez.
Yeah. No, but I was so happy. I was listening yesterday, and I heard the guy, the Australian lad, Angels, come saying refraction, and he said atmosphere, and Nathan just like, yeah, he didn't bat an eyelid, and I was kind of like, I was like, you have to say something. You have to say something.
Yeah.
And then I heard you come in, and it was just like, the very few words, refraction and atmosphere. I was just like, oh, thank God. I was literally getting stressed out about it.
Yeah, Betty, I was sitting in here. I was listening to the show. I wasn't on the show, but this guy said, the atmosphere and refraction that we can agree on, and then started going on and on. But I had to get up and go into the kitchen to get something. I had to take care of something yesterday morning. And I come back, and the guy's still talking, and I said, I wonder if somebody stopped him. So I said, so I joined the show, and right in the middle of the conversation, I bowed my way in there, and I said, did anyone deal with the subject of the atmosphere and the refraction from this guy? No one did, QE. I was beside myself.
Yeah, and that without breakfast, probably.
Yeah. So I'm fighting.
What's funny? Sorry.
I'm fighting a good fight, Brian, but I only got so many minutes in the day. You know what I mean? I can only monitor so much.
Yeah, and also
I understand.
Go on, Brian.
Go on, Betty.
Oh, brother.
Go on, Brian.
She's rumpling me.
I know she is.
No, you know what's funny? Is that when you do make the correction, suddenly everyone is in correcting. It's like they were all the people that were sitting there and either didn't hear it or couldn't be bothered before that.
I'm back.
Suddenly everyone's on board.
Oh, great. We didn't have enough rumpussing now with roboting. That's great. Great to hear you again, Neil.
Well, wait, maybe it's much better.
Let me guess, Neil. You want to come back in and say you boxed, right?
Nah, my joke is over. It's too late.
All right. Go ahead, Betty. You were going to say something to Brian?
Yeah, I think you guys need to maybe get a sort of a education school together, right? So that you can educate all these flat earthers and make them more of your cult, right? So that they can't go.
Hey, Betty. I'll tell you what.
Hmm? Oh, you already got that idea.
Yeah, it is no damn cult. You keep calling it. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Yeah? You're going to wish you'd be better off trying to put a friggin' sock on a Wolverine.
I've done that a lot.
What was the other one? You'd be better off trying to put mascara on a honey badger.
That's the second hobby that I have. There's a lot of them running around with nice lipstick on.
Listen, we can't be going around correcting flat earthers. There's so many flat earth pretender clowns. It's impossible to correct them all.
Still, you're busy doing one of them all the freaking time.
Well, I'm taking a break for a while, but we're about to get sticky with it here. I would say in a few more weeks. Yeah, we're gonna take a trip down memory lane with Boy Zero Skygrifter and see if his Joseph Goebbels malleated stories work out.
You know, I find you sort of like a one guy attacker, sort of.
I'm not a one guy. I attack everyone with equal prejudice.
Yeah, but this one is special.
Yeah, wow. He's pretending to be a flat earth representative, Betty. I mean, he's putting himself out there as special, so that's I'm going to have to do something about that.
You never revisited many of these other pretender clowns.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Hanoi Jaren.
Yeah, no. Usually you just sort of get them and then leave them alone again.
Well, until they do something stupid.
Why don't you go after Simon Dan and all
why would I go? Ballers? Are you kidding me? They've been vanquished. They've been vanquished. Go ahead. See, now she's going to start rumpussing me.
No, I was just finishing my sentence, for crying out loud.
That's bullshit. I'm not going after baltards anymore. They've been vanquished since 2016.
Superchat.
Super Booger.
AI, he sent, as a possible time traveler, I can neither confirm nor deny that Copernicus may have or may not have possibly been a double plus secret Jesuit priest.
Well, it's pretty hard because the problem is he died 2 years after the Jesuit order first began.
Oh.
So unless he was an original member, which I highly doubt, then that's impossible.
Well, he could be the instigator, yeah.
He didn't instigate the Jesuits.
Who knows?
Who was the leader of the Jesuits? Anyone know? Right off the bat, go. Super stupid.
Super stupid.
Tony Whitcomb sent, don't mean to be a snitch, but Will Duffy claimed that he never seen level water anywhere. Does anyone trust this clown?
No.
I have a few names. Whit, Jer, and Dave.
Witcher, yeah, nice one, Tony. Nicely done. Yeah. Oh, Betty, I forgot to tell you this. Oh, thanks for the super chat, Tony. This came in bits and pieces, right? Just during my surfings, I heard somebody talking with Will Duffy, and I heard him talk about that he was confronted by a pastor at his the pastor's wife that died from a church, and I think it had to be in Colorado, right? So I don't know. Can anyone confirm Will Duffy was out in Colorado or something, back here in the sticks or something, and he used to go to a church? But his pastor died, and the pastor's wife came to Will Duffy and said that the plan was that this pastor, before he passed, was grooming Will Duffy to take over the church. Now,
Something like that. Yeah.
something along those lines. And
Yeah.
I'm sitting there. Wait a second. This pastor of this church that died, and he was in Colorado, and somebody dropped the line. I don't remember the video that I listened to, but I got the very strong impression, and you're gonna snicker, Betty. I know who this pastor is in Colorado. Guess who it is, Betty?
Guess who it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. You asking me?
Yeah, Divergent Droid, you are correct. Ignatius de Loyola started the Jesuits. Correct. Not friggin'
Yeah.
Copernicus.
Mhm.
Right. Good job, Divergent Droid, by the way. Now, back to the topic. Guess who this pastor was?
Chuck Missler.
Who? No. Did you say Chuck Missler?
You got me chewing my nails over here. Who?
Right? Are you ready, Betty?
Yeah, I'm ready.
That rhymed, by the way.
Again?
You're doing that on purpose.
Are you ready, Betty?
Go on, for crying out loud.
Bob Enyart.
Bob Enyart.
Yep.
So?
Does that name sound familiar?
No.
It doesn't.
No.
Bob Enyart was a radio announcer in Colorado and the pastor of a church, and was dealing with Jack Horner and Mary Schweitzer.
Okay.
Remember the before there were treatments? I have a
Mhm.
numpty clip with Bob Enyart on it. Remember that?
Yeah.
That's who Will Duffy's pastor was. Yeah, ironically.
There then, huh? See,
Yeah.
they follow cult leaders too.
Taken.
They follow cult leaders too.
Who are they?
These people, right?
These people. Who was the?
Pastoring Will Duffy, and it gets bigger and bigger, and you get.
I'm just saying it's ironical that the pastor that passed away was Bob Enyart, which I already did a sort of a treatment on. And by the way, Bob Enyart was in cahoots with the website creator of that evolutionary website that had me removed for being a flat earther.
Huh. Well, maybe they had a big chip on their shoulder because of you. Huh?
No, I just find it, and somebody said it's a small world. It most assuredly is.
Yeah.
It kind of surprised me. That's what, when he said Will Duffy, that brought up
The Christian
the topic.
creation flat Earth niche is certainly very small. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a little sketch. Bob Enyart, listen, I don't want to put out that Bob Enyart was a bad guy. He had a lot of good information. Gentleman had a great heart. He had a really good following. He was just a little bit misguided. I was a little bit harsh on him with his phone call to Jack Horner, but he deserved it, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, you're humble.
In my humble opinion, he deserved what he got.
Yeah. So you're saying that you're a little bit. Then afterwards you're humble.
In my humble opinion, he deserved what he got. Now, I didn't fricassee him. I didn't, tar and feather him. But I gave him a treatment, and he deserved the treatment that he got. So, I don't know. Theo, I'm sorry. Latsy,
Do
Bugger.
you ever have an idea that you also deserve a treatment?
Listen, if somebody wants to give me a treatment, then give me a treatment. Let's see it.
Yeah.
I don't have
Might be on something else than flat Earth.
I don't have a problem. What else would it be on, Betty?
Well, your choice of women.
Choice of honey.
I'm just kidding. Something else.
Your choice of women.
Chat.
Super stupid. Super extended Betty.
Super reaching.
AI sent, so Duffy is motivated by revenge?
Don't be loud.
Don't be loud.
You want to say super chat again?
Super chat.
Good
Super
job.
stupid.
Nick Whiteman, or yeah, Nick Whiteman sent, will you ever do any debates ever again? Would love to see it. You're a great debater.
Well, thank you, Nick. I think that's the first time, Nick. That's the first time I think I'd seen your name. If I haven't seen it before, then my fault. I'm getting old. Shut up, Betty. The reason that, see, this topic has been coming up, not to me personally, but this debating thing.
Yeah, we like you debating.
Oh, just wait a second, Betty. I'm not done. Another person brought this up under one of Nathan's videos, and they were talking about debates this, debates that, debate, and I said, well, wait a second. I said, do you think that the nature of our reality is a debating topic? I said, just take a step back now. See, debating topics are subjective. Like animal rights, death penalty, whose favorite color is the best. Those are debating topics. You don't hear any debates on objective things. Like, you don't hear people debating about diabetic ketoacidosis, right? There's no debates there because it's objective, right? They don't debate triangles. They don't debate silicon, right? Because those are objective things. So just sit back and just ask yourself a question. Do you know there's a rooster in the hen house? When somebody says, would you debate an objective topic? It's a non sequitur category error. I don't think a lot of people have thought about that because they've been Jedi mind tricked with the term term debate. Let's debate modern day debates, which isn't a debating platform anyway, but you know what I mean. Let's debate this, debate that, debate everything. No, it's non sequitur. You follow that, Nick? You don't have to give another super chat for that. You could just post your response down in there. I'll get to it. Follow, Betty?
People find it entertaining to see you crushing people with the technique and knowledge that you have, right?
Yeah, but it's kind of, I don't know.
People find it entertaining, and even if it's like taking 1.5 minutes, right? It's still entertaining.
Yeah, I can understand that. But
Yeah.
I did.
And people are like debating pro-choice too, or pro-life, right? But it's also not a debate. You're killing babies, right? So there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, come on, we are debating stuff that is obviously, well.
No, but those are still subjective, Betty.
Why?
Because they fall under the subjective category.
You think that killing babies is subjective?
No, I don't. But it is a subjective category. Yeah, because you just asked me, do you think? That makes it subjective.
Yeah, but what if I say that killing babies is wrong, right?
It's still. Yeah.
It's murder.
It's
right?
still. I understand that, Betty, but it's still subjective. It's asking for.
Yeah, but people have the beliefs, right? They have a belief system, so that you can debate a belief system.
You can't. It's subjective, correct? But objective things like silicon and diabetic ketoacidosis. Do you see?
It's a belief. They have been indoctrinated.
Do you see the?
How can we then call it not a debate, but more like
Pardon me.
deprogramming?
Right? No, D-Rose. Not a good time.
I just wanted to help Betty with an example that you would probably relate to that can be debatable. That's subjective. Ice wall. What's beyond the ice wall? Relative to what we talk about most of the time. That could be because that's
we don't know.
opinion.
Yeah, but there's no facts to that, right? We don't know for sure.
A lot of things we don't, but that's why it's debatable. But we know a tree is a tree. We
Well,
know, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But I'm
true,
talking
true.
about relative to.
Yeah, they're good examples. It's just the difference between
I
objective
do
and.
understand that. I do
I was right in
understand.
the middle of a sentence. It's the
Right.
difference between objective and subjective. It's a clear line. But you'll like this one, Betty. XB Black Ice. You could say QE is a master debater.
You could say it, but it's not true
Yeah,
because he's
he's
stating facts then.
Betty. He's actually. It's like this is XP Black Ice. You know what he's actually saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, listen. Yeah, this has been fun.
Okay, we round out then.
We ain't rounding out. We still got to get to the
I'm
substance.
gonna take you home, man.
No, you don't have to take us home. Don't anticipate.
This is all it, folks.
That's all, folks.
It's hilarious. That is hilarious because when it comes time to take us home, she won't.
Yeah, she won't. Because she knows. She's backsliding.
Backsliding. I'm a backsliding flat earther.
You just never know what's going to come up on this show, man. That's why I like it so much.
Did you say, were you mentioning something about Jesse Path of Light asking people for debates there?
No.
Is that what you brought up?
No.
No, I saw something from Jesse Path of Light just before it's coming in the Discord chat or whatever, saying offering debates or something. It's like, if you want to have a debate, if you're shown to be wrong about something, you must admit that you're wrong. You're shown that your logic is wrong. That's it. What's the point in debating somebody for no money, for no fee, for nothing, your own time given up to debate someone that when you show them that they're wrong about something, they completely ignore it?
Yeah, but
that's what Jesse Path of Light does.
Yeah, but is that subject objective or is it subjective?
Yeah, but see, it's an objective. It's an objective.
Yeah, then
the
it's
whole
not,
subject is objective.
Yeah, then it's non sequitur.
Yeah, I agree with that. But the point I'm making to the audience is, what is the point in debating someone from our claimed opposition about objective reality when it gets to the point when they're shown that what they're claiming is obviously completely wrong?
So after the non sequitur, you want to chase that down further down the trail?
No, I'm not. I'm just stating that our opposition in this arena keeps on looking for debates with us, and like debates on what's obviously true, and then when you show them that they're wrong and that what is obviously true is obviously true, they then hand wave it. What's the point of having that, spending that 2 hours? What's the point of it?
Exactly that. That's what Kiwi's saying. Why even waste your time? Ignore them.
Oh, so
don't even waste your time doing it.
So Nick Whiteman wrote back. Thanks, Nick. He said, well, that's what made you such a good debater. You keep it brass tacks logic. Very entertaining, but I definitely see where you're coming from. Would you ever debate any other topics? Evolution.
Yep.
That's
I like that.
That's subjective. Had a good old time for years with that.
How is that subjective? Because we know that we didn't see in between species.
Well, there's no objectivity to it because it's imaginary.
Yeah.
So that gives you freelance propriety over the imagination. That's a subjective topic. So that lines right up. Yeah, that definitely is one.
Okay, and
is globe out not the same thing?
Again.
You go, D Rose. I go after you.
No. Real briefly, I was going to say, yeah, like QE said, that's all philosophical and conceptual. It's someone's concept, how they conceive how life was. That's it's a philosophy. It's nothing. There's nothing that's been proven that all these so-called theories that they say of how things began on evolution. So it's subjective.
What's evolution?
What's on my thumb? I don't know.
What's it? Yeah, good point.
It's the whole globe Earth thing not the same, because
No.
we're all well, if there's no evidence for what they're claiming, right, concerning biology, etc., is that not the same as what they're claiming geometrically?
That's counter negative, because objective topics. See, you're looking at the opposite side of it. When we're talking about the nature of reality, that whole thing is objective. Do you follow that? Maybe I didn't make myself clear. It's possible.
Well, I would say it's more in your face, right? The geometry of the world we live in is definitely more in your face, the objective truth of it, than something biological. But when it's looked at, I mean, what they're claiming from a biological standpoint is obviously completely out of line with what is actually the truth.
Yeah.
So, in a debate where things are subjective, is there any truth to be found there?
Yeah. Yes. I'm not saying that there's no truth in. I'm
So
not.
there's one of the debaters is right?
No.
Why not? So in evolution, creationist, there's
No.
not anybody right.
Let's go with the debating topic. Animal rights. Is somebody right? Somebody wrong?
Yeah, animal rights, but that's a pretty large topic. So
Yeah. What about?
the right
Okay.
to exist-
Let's do this one. Gun control.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Great example.
Yeah, it is a great example because that's a debating topic, and you hear debates about it all the time, and that's why there's many debates on gun control. Well, here in the United States, I can't speak to outside it. So your question is somebody right and somebody wrong?
Well, it depends what you do with the gun.
It depends, right?
Yeah, it depends on the gun user.
Oh no, it doesn't depend on the damn gun.
The user of the gun, I say.
Oh, the user of the gun. Yeah, but is somebody right and somebody wrong? That's questionable. How can
Well, if you kill somebody cold blood, right?
Because it's subjective, Betty.
What's subjective?
It's subjective whether you think somebody's right or somebody's wrong. There might be truth on both sides, but still, it's very squirrely.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's why that makes them. Go ahead, Brian.
Well, yeah, I was just saying that I think with something like that, the outcome of that is given by history. Let's just say the gun control thing. I met a girl in San Francisco one night. I was coming out of a Walgreens or one of these places, one of these drugstores, and she started talking to me. She was of Irish American descent or whatever, and she was saying that I was saying, yeah, I can't remember what I said, but I was saying that I really liked America. And she was saying, how about all the guns and all that is really bad. And I was like, what are you talking about? I said, that's what makes America America, I said, right? And she said, but it makes things so bad and you have all these people doing all these bad things. And I pointed out a few things to her. I said, I won't go into certain things I said because they could be a bit controversial for the show, but I pointed out to her, I said, I used to live in Australia back in the early 2000s, around 2000, 2001. And I said, guns were very prevalent back then there, as in you could get a gun either legally or illegally very easily. Now, you can still get one very easily illegally in Australia, but you can't get one very easily legally anymore. Because in 2011, they took a load of people's personal handguns and that away from them. The government did. But straight after that, home invasions went through the roof. And I said, so as soon as you take away that, not only have you no defense against your government if they decide to be tyrannical, which is the governments have shown to be, are constantly showing themselves to be, especially right now in history. But I said, what's going to happen is home invasions are going to go through the roof because the criminals will always have guns and they'll always be illegal guns. And if they're coming into your house and you don't have anything, what are you going to do? And she was like, oh, I never thought of that. I said, yeah. So, like, it is subjective, but I think a lot of that is naive. A lot of that particular debate is purely naive. It's like people wanting to live in fantasy.
It is
and not looking at facts.
The psyop, basically, to disarm the population so that there's only one side that has the guns, and it's a government that's going to be able to be tyrannical. And I've heard somebody made a summary of every country that first sort of de-armed its population and later on became tyrannical. And it was really a long list. So every time that they are calling on gun control, right? Also in America, and they do think so that the people will have the other opinion just by emotions, on emotional basis, right? And that therefore, when they are basically being disarmed, then the government can go his way, right? I think the Americans have a special sort of uptick on the government being less prone to be tyrannical.
Well, the government will still try to be tyrannical, but they know that they're going to, if they want to face down the wrath of the public, then they're going to be facing people who are armed. Whereas, let's say in Ireland, I can't speak for Holland, but in Ireland, they know the percentage of Ireland, of everyday people in Ireland that are armed with legally held weapons in their home is so small. There's only people who hunt. That's it. And that's a very small percentage, really, of the population. Like, I would totally vote for people to be able to have, because there used to be a lot more, let's say, hand pistols and stuff in Ireland back up until the 70s, when all the war was going on up the north. They took them away off of people. They used whatever, maybe, I don't know what their full reason for doing it was, but they took them away, right? So they didn't end up in the hands of the IRA, or this was their claim. But it could also be to disarm the public. Whereas I would totally be up for, I don't care about politics, but I would vote a yes for someone who is wanting to arm the public of Ireland and to have that as, just like in America. Is it the Second Amendment in America where you're allowed to bear arms against your government if they're being tyrannical? Something like that. I obviously, I'm not American, so I don't have that correct, maybe.
Yeah. It's either that or free speech.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to know. You can't. I mean, let's be honest. Even during the COVID times, where in the world was there least adherence to COVID? From what I heard, there was a few places around the world, but in America, it was the Deep South, where everyone's heavily armed. In other words, we'll do whatever we want. Do you know what I mean? And there was less tyranny. You know, I can guarantee you what you saw during the COVID years happening in Australia would not have happened when I was there. They would not have been able to put that pressure on the public when I was there, because they were more scared of the public.
Able to give up their guns and their self-protection. That's when you have the people in your grasp. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Even in Jesus' time, they had swords. I mean, Peter, right, one of the apostles, cut off the ear of one of the Roman soldiers. He did carry a sword, and Jesus was there because he could have easily said, "Well, hey, Peter, do you have a sword? Right, just get rid of the weapons and that all." But they all had apparently swords to protect themselves. So apparently, it's biblical to at least have the appearance of being able to self-protect yourself, right? It's not that you are going to murder people, but you are able to kill people if they are attacking you. And just the threat of you being able to defend yourself is basically getting sort of a status quo in how many criminals you have that want to invade you.
Well,
or am I wrong with this? I don't know.
All people sorry, Betty. I thought you were finished.
Yeah, sure.
When you said the word invade you. All people have to do is look at what's the vast majority of people who want to get into government and into the top of government everywhere. Look at the type of person. Now, not everyone. Some people do go in there with good aims or good intentions. That doesn't mean they're able to follow through on it or have the conditioning or the intellect, but they do want to. But what type of person is constantly drawn to that type of a career?
Yeah,
It's constantly people who are willing to lie and who want to have total power. These are that type of person. They're the same everywhere you go. I don't have to be able to hear what some politician in Taiwan is saying. I just know the personality. I don't have to understand what the person is saying, I should say. I just know the personality. The personality is the same everywhere you go. It's this type of person who wants to be in power. It's this type of person who wants to control. And it's that type of person who are willing to just completely lie, barefaced lie to anyone, reporters, the public, anything. And this is the problem. So, well, the point is if these type of people want to be in charge, then you've got to have some protection against them. It's naive to think that type of person is going to somehow be fair when they get the opportunity to have power. They're not. They're going to be highly unfair as much as they can get away with it.
Absolutely. Do you remember? Have you ever seen that movie Divergent? I think it's called Divergent.
Divergent Droid?
No, no. But this is Divergent. This is about a girl, and they all these children have to do a certain test, and to see in which sort of faction they sort of belong. And they have like I think 3 or 4 factions, like sort of a military police force faction. They have sort of a more wisdom like the science faction, but they also have a faction of people that are basic people, like people that want to live as normal as possible, and those are given the power of government, right? And then things happen, and she is a divergent, so she's not really sort of fitting into one of these groups, and she chooses a group that's totally out of her way, basically. But what you see is that science gets sort of like elevated and incorporated into the sort of the police faction, right? And then you have a sort of a takeover, and then everything goes haywire. If you look at that movie, it's sort of predictive how it shouldn't work, shouldn't work, right? But it did go wrong in that movie, although in the story of the movie, right? And it's so interesting how it's portrayed, and people don't think enough about that sort of movies, that it sort of tells you all about not to act, right? You have to basically give the power to the people that are not out to get to the power, right? They are because, like Brian said, people are drawn to power. Then a certain type of character is usually there, right? It's sort of a character that doesn't care, that wants to have the power to say something about the majority of people, to put them in their place, and it's sort of a slave owner's position sort of person, right? And I think that's because other people that maybe would be better in leading, they think, okay, it's enough for me. I don't want. Right? Don't call me, right? But those are the ones that should be in power instead of the ones that are. You have to have like 2 strong groups that can sort of hold that balance. And if one of the people groups gets sort of more powerful, you will be overrun.
Well, the problem we have is a lot of people who become politicians, especially the men, right? But women too. When women do it, they do it really bad. As in, a bad female politician is really, really bad because they just have zero compassion or anything. But most of them are men, and what they are is people who are used to their whole life lying to people, and the lawyer always holds the people who believe them in contempt because they always treat them as if they're stupid then. And what can happen with a lot of politicians is they can start feeling completely impervious to destruction. And most of the time they go through their whole career, a whole political career. They don't do anything other than toe the line with banks and whatever else, whatever they have to do. They get all kinds of kickbacks, and they end up retiring with a big pension and all kinds of, political connections for their family in the future, all this kind of stuff. And they're not interested in the job. They're not interested in. It's like someone who goes off and gets a degree, some rubbish degree, and learns about, stupid stuff like a force of gravity and all this other nonsense. It has no relevance to reality. The only reason they have it is so they can start telling everyone how smart they are. This kind of thing. They're not interested in progress of any kind. They're interested in themselves purely and totally. And they're willing to work with each other, even though they all hate each other, more than likely, because they're all the same. They all know each other because they're all the same type of person. Most of them, not all of them, but most of them. And so consequently, what you end up with is just a whole bevy of people, as I said, mostly men, who are wearing suits, have side crease haircuts, and are blatantly lying to everyone consistently. And when they're held to task at all, they're willing to be arrogant with a member of the public, or they're willing to arrogantly dismiss the public in general. What a lot of these people are is highly overconfident. There was a guy here some years ago. I'll just be a minute. There was a guy here some years ago, and he was that exact thing, right? Like, we still have them now, but this guy was that exact thing, and he got caught. Some kind of corruption turned up, that he was taking money in the background, and he was like what would be our Joe Biden or whatever, right, at the time, right, as in the president or whatever, and he was on TV and he was crying. It's like, how easily these people come apart. They're nothing. But because they have power and they have police all around them and secret service types and all this other stuff, they're given, and they have the military at their disposal, they give the impression of being, having some kind of actual power. But when it comes down to it, when they're caught and shown for being what they are, something as simple as that, the person didn't even have the backbone to just go, yeah, I did that, I don't care. No, the person was crying. That's what you get. So they're not, most of these people, most of them are weak. But because they're in positions of power, and because they know we can't do much about them, they're arrogant.
About the power given them. Yeah, it's sad. We had a prime minister, Mark Rutte, and he always said that if he was caught on a lie, he said, "Oh, I don't have an active memory on that." That's a good one, right? I don't have an active memory on that. Okay, so he doesn't remember the things that he did, right? If it end up being wrong, or like in hindsight, was something else was the truth. Oh, no, I don't have an active memory. Yeah, and now he's like a NATO chief, right? It's really weird how that works. I wonder how many.
There was a case in Australia.
Again.
There was a case in Australia with the Prime Minister of Australia, who's the one that was pushing the new rules for the the pandemic at the time. And then the people got so angry, they threatened him and his family. They were protesting outside his house and that. News to report about it, he broke down and cried. He was an evil man, okay? He was responsible for all the hardship that the people were going through at the time. They slammed down an old woman, 70 years of age, onto the floor. Young, fit, a squat team looking with all the armor, slamming down an old lady, what Brian was saying earlier was very true. And then to go with what you were saying, we had Tony Blair, who is the Prime Minister of England during the 9/11s, the war in Iraq and that, and the British people protested that they didn't want that. Didn't want them to go to war, not in our name. They didn't want any part of it. Now, Tony Blair is like a minister for some kind of peace envoy kind of thing. Horrible man. Yeah.
It's a carousel of jobs that they have, and they are getting the best jobs. And just before something bad happens, they change jobs. right? And then they're totally doing something else, but it's all for the same cause, getting us into slavery.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
they give Tony Blair and also Barack Obama. Barack Obama definitely got it, the Nobel Peace Prize. Like that is like a pure slap in the face for all the people whose lives were destroyed by those men and their decisions.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely no peace whatsoever. I mean, and they accepted them and smiled for the cameras, knowing that they caused absolute destruction
Yeah.
of
Well,
places in the people in the Middle East. Just
we have
no care.
we have
Are you telling me that we don't need protection against that? You
we
know,
have
that's the problem. Yeah.
we have in Holland, we have a couple of these people that sort of propagated the whole COVID stuff, getting now doctorates, sort of honorary doctorates of universities. They didn't do anything of studying or whatever, right? But they got honorary doctorates of universities. And I'm thinking, so if anybody gets like a Nobel Prize or any other prize or whatever prize they sort of invent or honorary doctorates or whatever, they must have done something for the system, not for real, if you understand what I'm saying. It's really
Yeah,
sad.
absolutely. That's exactly what Obama did. For example, he became president, and he got the Nobel Peace Prize for becoming black president. That's what
Yeah,
he got it for. He didn't do anything.
yeah,
He didn't do a
no,
single thing.
yeah.
Well, he destroyed. He dropped more bombs via drones than anyone else ever in history. He killed more people during his
He,
presidency. Go
yeah,
on.
he didn't do anything positive for humanity. Is what I meant there. Yeah,
No,
Yeah,
absolutely.
he
He did all
didn't.
the. He played
Yeah.
like you said. He towed the line. He towed the line like he had to. He was a puppet put into place. Yeah. So, but that's why he got his Nobel Peace Prize, because he knew he had to do a lot of shit stuff.
And Jim, as a black man, do you think, right, that Barack Obama gives a damn about being black? Do you think that he gives a damn about that?
He doesn't
Or
give
about
two
people who are
hoots.
black?
He doesn't give a damn at all. I knew that
Yeah.
from the day he was going with the change. We're going to change. You know. I just knew he wasn't going to change anything. Or if he's going to change anything, it's going to get worse. So
studied
yeah, no, he
one
doesn't
life.
Exactly.
care. He doesn't care at all.
Well,
You know why?
he
Let me
does
just
care
make
about
this quick
black
point.
men. He married one.
Let me just make this point. Let me just make this point. There were black people in America hoping that Obama would help them get money for the properties they lost during slavery, because during slavery, black people owned properties, but they lost it. There's a lot of people still waiting for the compensation, and they thought Obama would pursue that. And the 9/11 thing as well. He didn't do anything. There you go.
Weird.
Yeah, see, they sold him to the public
He
as if he
didn't do
was
fiddly
changed.
the booty.
Was that the Rose? Was that the Rose?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I've been listening. He didn't do diddly squiddly.
No,
He
he
did
was.
more. He did more for LGBTQT, his peers, and I'll say that out loud. His peers, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was sold to the American public and to the world in general, but obviously the world couldn't vote; only the American public could vote. As
Yes,
like because he was a black man, that meant that everything was going to be changed. There was going to be justice for all of the people in America who were African American, etc., etc. He had, like people were just ate this up as if he was going to do something. Like, I never looked into his background, never looked into who was supporting him, nothing.
Hey, that's a good debate topic right there.
Yeah, it was the best day of my life. And they were crying because he got it, you know. They were like, this is the best day of my life. I'm thinking, no, this is not the best day of your life. This cannot be. Don't you understand? He's going to be a puppet. He's not going to change anything. Not for the good, anyway.
And that phrase that he
Wow.
had, yes, we can. And I'm thinking, you can do what? What you can, right? What can you do, right? Yes, we can. Yes,
Yeah,
we
no,
can.
he didn't. No, he didn't, is what it came out to be.
Yeah, but did what not? I mean, he didn't even specify what he could do, or what he was going to do. So
Yeah, that's what he was saying to everybody. Yes, we can. We can change. Remember, he was going for change. Yes, we can.
Hey, look. It's very clear that his achievement was, in and of itself, being the second black president of the United States.
Yeah. So is that an
Yeah,
achievement?
exactly. That's his achievement. Yeah, this being the second black president of the United States. There you go.
Are you saying his wife was the
And he
first?
won a Nobel Peace Prize for it.
No, I'm saying Bill Clinton was the first black president. If you remember your history.
Bill
No,
Clinton.
if you really remember your history, Abe was a Huguenot. He was a Huguenot Sephardic Jew. Abe, old Abe,
Hmm.
and Hamilton was a St. Croix West Indian, what they call Creole. So right now, today, in modern times, they would consider him like a Patrick Mahomes or Stephon Curry for the United States. You know, the real light skinned type of so-called African Americans.
Hmm.
Since when are Native Americans African Americans?
Betty, where'd you take this topic to?
To its end.
Her latent attraction to tall black men.
One step further, and we were racists.
I'm telling you, I didn't know. I figured I'd put a stop to it now because you just never know what's going to happen here.
I was about to say something too, but I guess if you're putting an end to it, that's fine.
Oh, go ahead. No, finish it up, Flatsy. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. You know, to enact a civil war, Abe Lincoln had to suspend the Constitution. So, like, you got to think about, like, a president that is willing to suspend the Constitution that gives us our freedoms. That's something else right there.
Wrong answer, Flatsy. You failed. The correct answer is that the Constitution protects freedoms. It doesn't give freedoms in any way, shape, or form. The document itself even says so.
That's true. Yes. Yeah. Sorry,
All
I
right.
misspoke.
All right. Your apology is accepted. That'll be 32 flagellated lashes.
Flatulated?
Flagellated. Yeah. You like that word, don't you, Betty?
Yeah, but I'm
More like 40 minus 1.
It's 4 minutes to Wapner.
They are pitting us against one another. That's what's happening a lot.
They don't have to pin anything against me and you because that just happens naturally.
Yeah. But that's much of your character.
But the problem is not them, Betty. The problem is the man on the street who wants to point the finger at the other man on the street across the road from them. That's the problem. As soon as there's any issue, everyone, all the ordinary people on the street wants to argue with all the other ordinary people. That's where the problem lies. It's so easy to divide and conquer when you know that the person on the street doesn't have the backbone or intellect or foresight to see what's happening. Yep. You know, even if they do see what's happening, they're not going to approach the government about it because they don't have the backbone to do it. They're subservient. Or they just don't have the intellect to see what's happening. Yep. And that way, they might have the backbone to do it, but they don't. They have the backbone to stand up to someone, but they stand up to the wrong person. Yep. You know.
It's also a certain jealousy of one another. And it's easy to instigate that also, right? I think that the appeal of communism is basically that you have equality in income or in the possession of certain items or whatever. Everybody wants to have what the neighbor also has: the best car, the best house, the best roof, the best lawn.
Best roof.
I thought I'd take you with me on this one.
That nicely done. Touche.
Yeah, and I've noticed it also in my own family. They point at other people. Like, for example, we have now parking space permits needed, right, for to park your car in front of your house, and but also visitors when they park in your street yeah, they have to pay, right? So it's all a means to get people out of the cars, and they don't want people to drive anymore. It's also a WEF like thing, right? But what one of my family members said was, yeah, those rich people that still have their lawns that they can put their cars on their own property, they are still exempt from this all. And I'm thinking, why are you pointing at people that still have that? Just go to the where the cause is at, right? That where it's being imposed that you have to pay for just putting your car on the street. Just don't go after people that still have certain rights, but go after the people that take away yours, right? And it
Hey,
seems
Betty,
difficult.
remember that I don't know if it happened near where you are or on our side of the pond first, is that they're coming up with this idea that they're going to create the central areas where everything you need is there and you're not allowed to go to another city without
Exactly.
permission.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like if your grandmother lives 2 cities over and you want to visit her, like you have to appeal to the government to be able to travel across the city because of, your impact on whatever the hell they think, climate change or whatever.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But that's conspiracy theory, right? That you can't talk about that. And if you do talk about that with your family and friends, they say, that's conspiracy, or that's not going to happen now. That might be happening in a couple of years, but it's not in my lifetime. And it's already happening, and they don't see it. And then they
Yeah,
complain
well,
about little stuff, right? Instead of going to the cause of stuff. Yeah. And
Well,
all you need is a few convoys. All you need is a few convoys of veterans just defying that rule. Rolling down the street, fully armored and
yeah.
loaded for bear, and
Yeah,
see how well that goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
And you
It was going to
disarm.
happen in Oxford, in Britain. But the people who lived in Oxford challenged the city hall and the government, and yeah, they had to do a 180 on it now. So the British Prime Minister at the time was the Indian Rishi Sunak, and he put out a proper formal speech that they weren't going to bring in these smart cities. They're not going to force you to change the boiler in your house. They're
Yeah.
not going to make you buy a new car. You can keep your old car right up to 2035 and beyond, no doubt. And you can buy second-hand cars. So they had to do a 180 on everything.
Yeah, for now, right? But then they will still,
Yeah, for now, yeah.
in sort of a mission creep like mode, instill certain laws and things, and they do it with like reward and punishment, right? It's still gonna be there, but it takes them a little longer. They just try out these certain things and see how far they can go, and if they feel much force, they will sort of go back a little, but they still keep on going, and that's the goal. They want us to just live in a little piece of place of the world and not move around. Then you can easily overrule people. You can rule over people that aren't even aware of the surroundings or even another world besides their own little place that they stay at. So yeah, and if we don't,
That's damn un-American.
yeah, well, it's gonna come.
Kind of what?
It's coming to a town near you.
No, it's not. We got guns.
Yes, it is. It is.
We
It's gonna
got
be there.
guns.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
not for long.
Yeah.
How many guns per person do we have? Like 6 or 10 or something like that?
Yeah, but how many
Just the
ammo?
ones that they know about.
Wait a minute. How many ammo do you guys have, and how easy
Hey,
is it?
whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, listen, I only have 3 ammo, and I promise I'll turn them into the government when they ask.
I understand. But to still be a force.
That's what. Well, the smart people in the US, what you need to do is go out and buy 2.2 hand pistols and buy as much 2.2 ammo as possible, because nobody is going. Because the last thing what's going to happen is nobody's going to own a 2.2 or be looking for 2.2 ammo until all the rest of the ammo is gone. So you need to get it now.
I think you're already too late because some people don't get any ammo for their guns.
No, just because I told Betty I fired a lot of my ammo off and then it raised up in price, that I don't have a whole lot of ammo, but I have a buddy that does. She thinks just because I have a little bit of ammo, that's all Americans just have a little bit of ammo.
Yeah. Well, you know that it's difficult to get ammo.
It's not. My buddy's got tons of it.
Yeah, your buddy, but is he going to give it away when he's being under attack?
Yeah, he'll give it to me.
No,
Dude, it's easy to get ammo. See, what the government does is they store ammo in a location where I can go and get it whenever I want.
How?
And also illegally, there's loads of ammo, so you will be able to buy it.
Yeah, Betty, so there.
All right, well, we'll see.
Yeah, we're going to see. When are we going to see? Do you got a date for this? Is just a perpetual type of poor transition?
No, it's not. It's not a port subsidy. There is going to be an attack on America.
By who?
Because America has to be taken out for a one world government to continue.
The one world government, like the one world religion, the heliocentric ball-tied religion.
That's part of it, yes, but it's not really pivotal. That's no.
Yeah.
America won't be attacked from an outside force. It's going to come from within the country itself, attacking its own people. That's what's going to be. That's what's been happening of late. That's what's going to continue to happen.
XP Black Eye says, anyone bring the syrup for all this waffle?
Waffle? What is he waffling about?
He said, you're waffling.
Me? Oh,
Not
thanks.
you, but you started this.
Yeah, I started to waffle, huh? This is a really interesting topic.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I let her budge.
Yeah, so let me ask you this question. If America, when they're in enemy territory, operating in full battle rattle, right, have a hard time not taking casualties, how much of a hard time do you think they're going to have on American soil against millions of veterans?
Well, they
who also have access to the same equipment. I mean, get real. It's gonna be a bloodbath.
You get a sort of a Neil effect with the roboting.
I can't get her back on the rails, XP Black Ice. I mean, from the poor transitions, it's gone out of my hands now.
I understand that there's a lot of Americans having guns, but there's also a lot of Americans that are against the whole gun control thing, whatever, right?
They're not
And there's
Americans.
Also, wait a minute. There's also a lot of weak Americans, the LBTG whatever types, woke people, right? How about the damages done by obese people, medication, disabilities, all kinds of drug addicts and all that. I mean, your country is also being debilitated by all those extra things that's happening now.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's little force, and if most of the American forces will be fighting like wars outside your own country, and America has been taken by surprise by another force, right?
What?
You can have people having their little guns, but there also will be like really scared people really lying under their covers when people are hanging
brother.
on the roof.
What are you dreaming up? Where'd you get that
I'm
from?
not dreaming up. It's easy.
You ever been to America?
It's easy to overrun you when you guys are weak.
You guys are weak. You just think
Weak.
that we're weak. What are you talking about? Shit, Flatsy, she never been to America. The only thing she knows about the only thing she knows about America is maybe cartoons and commercials. Yeah, set her straight, Flatsy.
And that's weakened.
There's two guns behind every blade of grass here in the South, and we're pretty thick-skinned because we got to deal with the humidity and heat.
It pisses you off, right?
But I only know really strong folks around here, man. Even the females are scrappy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never been to America.
I understand that, but still, there's gonna be a force out there that's bigger than you. And you already let them
That's
enter into your country.
nonsense. That's
You have
dreamland.
mass immigration, like we have here as well in the Western world. Is being mass immigration, and they are being provided with guns as well.
They're up on the roof right now.
Yeah, and they're gonna shoot fluid.
I'll bet you they won't.
And you don't be shingled anymore.
They're gonna shingle me to the floor. There he is, Nathan Oakley down there. I just seen him pop up.
No way.
Yeah, down there in
He's
chat.
gonna change the topic again, won't he?
Say again?
Is he going to change the topic?
I don't know.
Like you may begin.
Yeah, you maybe get what is it? 3 hours after? 2 hours? 2 hours.
So where's that little content of yours?
I was letting it bulge, or I was letting it budge because you guys were going off, and I went to get a fruit smoothie.
Again?
Not just
You're
one.
sugar addicted, man.
I get one big fruit smoothie. I'm on the fruit smoothie train.
Yeah. And your father's cough medicine.
More evidence that America's getting weak. You're right, Betty.
There you go. See, AI will bring it right back.
Yeah, and also because you guys don't believe in God anymore. And
What
believe
in the world?
Yeah, it might be the Bible Belt, but go to the coastal areas. They have their fun and pleasures and things. I don't believe in
down
God.
there in Miami.
No God in the American education system anymore.
Down there in Miami. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, and God, I think that God is sort of through with you guys.
Did he tell you that?
Yeah, because you guys are Babylon.
We ain't Babylon, Betty.
Yes, you guys are Babylon.
No, we're not.
Yeah, mystic Babylon.
No, not mystic. It's mystery Babylon, and she's described in Revelation
Babylon.
17. Don't overtalk me. She's described. I told Babylon Bob that he needs to go to Revelation 17. There's a smiling picture of her in there.
Yeah, it's waving at you.
No, and it's not America.
Absolutely, yes.
No, it's not. You're off your rocker.
Yeah, I know.
You know, here in the South, we got God, guns, and guts.
Well, there's been a rumor that America actually isn't mentioned in prophecy at all, and that's actually a tell that during the times when all of these things happen is because America is insignificant and not a world player at that time.
That's unbelievable.
Really? So check this out, Betty. If you've never heard this before, I suggest you watch this video because I think you would be interested in it. It's an interview with an armed forces guy. I can't remember who he is or what his rank was, but he was commissioned by the government to do a damage assessment of the homeland being attacked by an EMP weapon. And his assessment of what would happen to America is essentially millions upon millions would die. All our infrastructure would essentially be destroyed, and we couldn't be helped by other nations because they don't use the same type of electrical system we have. So we'd be out of the game for decades upon decades.
Yeah. And your point?
Well, he said America's going to be attacked, right?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
He was supporting your point, Betty. He's enabling you.
Yeah. Well, there's many people that have dreams because in the Bible it says that people will have dreams, right?
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, and there's many of them that have had dreams about a big invasion, about Russian and North Korean or Asian people running across your land.
What Bible are you reading, Betty?
I'm not reading the Bible. I tell you about people that dream dreams. And that's not one of them. That's many people of them that dream the same sort of dreams. And your country is going down.
Yeah. That's
not to say that my country is not. It's the same way. I mean,
you got Bible. You talking about the New Madrid fault line? You know that's not far away from me. So
yeah,
Bible, you better take that shit back.
They tell you. They say if Israel is being split in two, then America is split in two. I think I showed you one time the sort of future map of America that they say that's going to be happening. All California will be in the sea. Much of Florida will be gone.
Well, that's not a big loss.
And in the Mississippi
Yeah,
line,
exactly. That's what I was thinking. What did we lose there?
A lot of Missouri is gone too.
Hey, now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe you're on the good side. I don't know.
I am on the good side. Remember that map you showed me? I skipped by whisker.
But I don't know if your sister is safe though. But okay.
She's in Cleveland.
Yeah, but there's lakes out there, and that starts.
She gonna get flooded.
Yep.
Actually, I got a new theory. I got a new theory of why America's not relevant. Are you ready for this, Betty? It's because we all get raptured, and the rest of you heathens have to stay.
Ah!
See, there you go. But you guys are in the Bible, right? But you're the ones that get raptured first. Rapture. It's like refraction, rapture.
Refraction.
Rapture.
That was a nice move, AI. Thanks for that.
Yeah. I'm not a dispensationalist.
Yeah, I'll give you yeah. Don't you devolve? You're gone from politics now to religion.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm a Jesus is the best husbandist. That's what I am. And Jesus would never leave his bride in the war zone when he has the power
God.
to.
He's just throwing logs and then gasoline on the fire.
I'm sorry.
Thanks a lot, AI. Appreciate that. One Mind, One Spirit says, I got escape plan.
Like what?
I don't know.
Using his pistolches?
Yeah, pistolche. Yeah, I liked when you said that. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Nathan, not there. Nathan, the biblical scholar, Nathan Oakley, 1980. The rapture has been and gone.
Yeah. I wanted to read that too. Rapture. Yeah. I find it interesting that that people that talk about the rapture in America, God will not put us through anything because we are Christians and we are so holy and whatever and good and whatever. And I'm thinking, okay, so there's people in China and there's people in Palestine at this moment that are Christians and they're being suffering. Their house has been shut to smithereens, and in China they get prosecuted and put in jail and how do you say that? Not slaughtered, but well, close to that. I mean, like tortured, right? And these people, where's their rapture? Right? I mean,
where's their rapture? What the hell kind of babbling?
So you guys will not be harmed a hair.
Babbling Betty.
Because you guys are so sanctimonious that you think that you're going to be
Bible you.
Nobody. And you're going to
Bible you can't talk to her.
Tribulation, which is all in the
There's
Bible.
no talking to her. She gets on a roll, and that's it.
I am on a rant, man. Yeah. And thinking, but America's not in the Bible. No, but we are the best ever.
Uh-oh. AI's wanting to jump into this.
And nobody worth their salt thinks that they're going to be raptured because they're the best. They think they're going to be raptured because they're believers.
Yeah, but there's
nobody quantifies their I'm a believer status by how good they are.
Well, you guys do.
Hold on.
Because you are exempt from any tribulation.
Hey, hold on. XB Black Ice says in chat, starting to think that Babel on is in the Netherlands.
Yep.
Well, they did call Amsterdam the New Jerusalem.
Look at his post in there, Betty. XB Black Ice. It's 2 up from the bottom. Check it the way he wrote it.
Oh, I get it. Betty didn't understand that was a joke back then, and she thought I was attempting to make theological points.
Nicely done, XB.
I'm not dumb.
Don't get her on your bad side, XB.
Yeah, I can excommunicate your ass. You will not know tribulation until you meet me. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. You better be.
Yeah.
All right, where are we going from
Maybe
here?
I need some coffee. That might be.
That's what the problem is. It's been
Yeah,
the
I
problem
think
the whole
that's-
time.
Yeah.
Hey, well, listen. It shows some photos of the first time. Remember when I blew my
hopefully-
boat? Shut up. So, to show some pictures of the first church shoot. Remember that? Remember we were talking about that about 2 hours?
Church shoot.
Yeah, the church the church shoot. Hurry up, Betty. You're gonna get caught at that
That's
crack.
sort of, that's sort of America for you, right?
Yeah, it
The
is,
church
isn't it?
shoot.
You going to get some coffee or what?
Oh, well, I might. It depends on how.
You
good
want to
this
wait?
is.
All right, here. I'll give you. Let's go through this. Is cool, man, because we described it, and I just found some photos of the first one where I blew my bow up. But the first one that we went to. So 1 second. I got to share the darn thing. Let's do that. Let's do that. It'll change the topic, and we can move on.
Yeah, sure.
Shut up. Is that it? All right, I think that's it. All right, where'd you go? All right, you with us? Oh, I didn't pull it over. There you go. I didn't pull it over. Okay. Do you see this, Betty?
Yes. Is that the slope or the downwards or the
Yeah,
up?
yeah. Now, it's a lot more downward than it looks because it's just perspective. But back up this hill, I would say back up this hill and around the corner, that's where the tater station is.
You think that will be there next week?
Yes, yes. They keep it the same place every year. Yes.
Uh-huh. Which target is there then?
Now, no target. We're walking down the hill. I was behind, and I said, you know what? Let me take a picture. Right? And they got a porta potty down here. So after you get done with the taters, you end up down here, and you're good. Yeah.
You can what?
The porta potty, so you can go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Tinker little.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that was all of most of these guys are going. I think this gentleman right here, he's been deployed by the military, so he's not with us. But all the rest of us and a few other people will be with.
And the wives?
Yeah, I don't know if she's going, but she might. So down here at the bottom down here, we'll get to the bottom here in a second. So here's the bottom of the hill. This is the nacho station from the Mission Home Baptist Church right here. See it? Mission Home Baptist Church. These tacos, this is some good stuff right here. Iced tea in these things. Oh, boy. Right? And there's targets all over the place. So there's a target out there. There's a pig. Squeal for me.
That would be a nice touch, wouldn't it? That if you hit it, it will make a sound.
It squealed.
Yeah.
Let's get closer to her. It's about as close you get. So there's targets all over, different spots and stuff, and we'll see. And there's a bedded deer down here. We just came walking down the hill down this way, and this is where we were standing right here. So bedded deer. So you shoot from back here and try to hit the bullseye, right in.
How can you hit a bullseye on a deer?
Right there. Well, they have scoring rings on 3D. This is not an actual deer,
Literally,
Betty.
bullseye being also an animal and its eye.
Well, I'll show you what the bullseye looks like here in a second.
I don't care.
All right.
It was a joke.
So shut up, Betty.
It was a joke.
So back up the hill, all the way up the hill. This is the consolidated area. This is the walking taco station.
My God, is it about bow shooting or for eating? Crying out loud.
More about the eating. So these are walking tacos. So they give you all this, the cheese and stuff, and it's absolutely delicious. I mean, I'm here telling you. What's the next one? This is the church service. So right down here, it's hard to see because people are all standing up.
Why are you standing in the back?
I was the one taking the picture.
Yeah, I understand that, but why wouldn't you be up there a little bit closer so that you can hear better?
Well, because I wanted like a full shot of the people, and I still didn't get it because there was a bunch of people over on this side
Yeah, you
too.
can't
So,
see the forest for the trees or the
so
people
there's a
for
lot you can't
the
see.
sermon.
Yeah, this is an argument by cliche, Betty.
How can it be?
Now there's a lake down here, so it was real. It's just
So you were sort of afraid that you would tumble in?
no. I wasn't afraid. I just was taking a picture, Betty.
Okay, well, you can't see the forest for the trees and the people for the sermon.
All right, this is a good friend of mine. You'd laugh if I told you his name, but this is my bow that blew up. He did a lot of work on it and was asking me, "What the hell did you do this?" This is my bow. It blowed up.
Wow.
God damn
But
it.
you don't have that bow anymore, right?
I don't.
No.
All right.
You gotta,
This is the gator down at the bottom of the hill. The one we were walking down.
is
This
that
is
the bedded gator?
yes. So this is 50 yards, and you could see this is a riverbed, and all these rocks around here, right? And this thing, it's only like a foot high. This is 50 yards. I wasn't even shooting my bow. I was shooting my buddy's bow. That's my arrow right there. 50
And all those
frigging.
pebbles could have destroyed many arrows.
Yes, you got that right. This is an arrow graveyard. It's hard to see them, but there's pieces of arrows everywhere. But I just wanted you to know that even after my bow got blown up, my buddy, he has the same draw length as me, so he let me shoot his bow and his arrows. That's my shot from 50 yards.
Yeah.
So
Your bow was destroyed about the third target already, I think.
yes,
Yeah.
this is like the
A
48th.
rookie mistake, huh?
Say again?
A rookie mistake?
Yes.
Mm.
But there's where they put the bolt. So can you see here? Let's get closer. So can you see it on this? So inside this small circle, where I'm on the line with, that's a 12, and then the outer circle right here is 10 ring, and here is 8 points, and everywhere else on the gator is 5. That's how
So
it goes.
when are you going to enter into the raffle?
Yeah. So he came down. He looked at my arrow. He goes, "Yep, it's in there because it's touching the line. If you're hitting the line, you're in." So, yep. He put my name on the back of a raffle ticket, gave me 1/2, and he threw it into the basket. I think there was like 45 others, but you have to hit it right into 12.
Okay. And did you get anything?
No,
Not even a little thing?
nope, not. You know who got stuff? If you go down here and you shoot this gator and you break your arrow in these rocks, then you get a prize.
What?
Yeah, that's what I said. That's just how they conduct business.
Huh. Well,
Yeah.
that's the Christian way.
It's the Christian way. Yes, Betty. I knew you'd think of that.
Hmm.
So that's it. So that's part of it. And I just wanted to give you the environment that I was in. Remember I
One
told
time
you?
shoot your arrow over, and another time you shoot the target.
See all the buildings and stuff out in the middle? It's like a big, huge complex. It's like David Koresh complex.
What is that?
David Koresh?
Yeah.
Could somebody inform her on who David Koresh was?
Not many takers.
Did they all leave?
Yeah,
I'm just talking to myself.
apparently.
David Koresh, he was the one down.
Koresh was murdered by the military.
He was down in Waco, Texas.
Waco.
Waco. Yeah, Waco, Texas. I've been through there many times, by the way.
Yeah, wasn't there a big shooting in Waco?
Yes, and he was a part of it.
Okay, so he had a whole complex to his name?
Yeah, he had a whole complex. He had his own church.
And cult leader.
Sorta.
Hmm.
What
Okay.
was it called? I can't remember what it was called. Some kind of divine divinity or something. I don't know. Davidians or what was that?
Hmm.
All right, so I thought I'd give you a little taste of what. Now, I'll try to take more photos this time, but I don't know. Since my elbow is going to be hurt, we'll have to have maybe our own personal photographer. All right, that's it. I just want to give you a little background on what's going to happen Saturday.
You know what's funny? It's like you know that your buddy that you took a picture of, you had to have told him to pose like he was like shrugging his shoulders with your bow in his hands. Like you told him to pose that way.
I didn't
You could
tell him to
snap
do
a
anything.
picture.
I just said, here, I want a picture of that bow for posterity's sake, and that's what he did.
Okay.
So he
What are you
thought
gonna
he thought he'd give me. He said he after it blew up, he threw up
Yeah. All those tacos and tater tots.
all the tacos in there.
Yep. Makes sense.
Yep. They were surprised at my reaction. They thought that I was going to do something that I didn't do.
Throw a tantrum.
Yeah.
You did that later on.
No, I didn't. They thought I was going to hammer throw that bow, but I was in such shock. I was in shock the whole day. But I'll tell you what, it was one of those days that it was so bad that it was great.
Yeah, well, you remember it. That's for sure.
Yeah, very strange.
Oh, it's just been another day, and now it's something that you always remember.
Yeah, that always, exactly. Yeah, and they always bring it up to me when we go there. Well, John, you going to blow up your bow this time? But we're a few years away from it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it is it 2 years already?
Hey, Lord, did you see Michelle? She was looking for you.
Hey, thanks, D Rose. See, we had this problem earlier. You being off mute.
Oh, Michelle already left.
You being off mute at friggin' Taco Bell or something.
Oh, okay.
Taco Bell.
You still off mute? Friggin' guys. Mike, discipline, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Shut up, Betty.
My bad.
My bad. You did it again.
What's wrong with people? Can't they have some mic discipline?
I know you not talking.
Too funny, Neil. You have these great comebacks.
Yeah. That's like Pol Pot charging Dalai Lama with genocide.
So, any flat Earth remark that we can sort of have as content today?
There's flat.
That's the end of it.
And that's the end of it, mister.
Oh, there is one. Although I'm not sure if you heard it already. Some people want you and Nathan, or at least together or severally, to review a recent video published by Dearth, which is why there is a real 24. Because they want you to. I don't know their personal motives. But the content of the video is why there is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica.
Really?
And it's essentially so the video in particular is a guy. He has a setup. It's a dome. He has a camera in the center of the dome on a gimbal. Then he has continents, quote unquote, pasted around the dome. He has a central light fixture in the top of the dome that shines through the dome and then back to the camera. And as you move the camera to different locations oriented in the dome, it completely rotates the light setup he has, which is kind of like representative of 7 stars or something. And so he's postulating that this, essentially a reverse mirror hologram, for lack of a better term, is the cause of why you can see things pointing in 2 different directions, even though it's from the same source.
Oh, Adam would love this.
And ancillary to that, you're going to love this part. At the end of the video, Mr. DITRH cites his sources for the content of the video, which he spliced from different people's content. And how he cites his sources is by offering you to be able to access the sources behind the paywall of his app.
Yep, makes perfect sense. He's not a scammer.
Now, rightly so, he does mention that a lot of these video contents have been shadow banned from the algorithm from YouTube for years. In fact, I knew about some of these videos years ago, even plugged them in 24/7. But he is right that it does have a limited search algorithm, and so he promises you that if you buy his app and log in, that he has a list there of where you can get those videos, rather than just publishing the list publicly for everyone to get and download.
Well, where do I sign up? Hello? Anyone still out there? Betty, you snuck away to get some coffee, didn't you?
No, I was accidentally on.
Can I put in something?
No, wait a second. Before you change the topic, where's this video at?
You need to pay for the videos to be seen, apparently.
No, you need to pay for the sources.
Hmm.
That right? AI, you need to pay for the sources, not the actual video that explains this nonsense?
Okay, so the one video just about the dome setup I explained is in that video, but then there's other content that's put in there from various other people along the same line of thinking.
Can you stop telling me about the video and post it?
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Go ahead, Brian. Don't change the subject. Do you have something on this topic?
Does it involve globebusters? What you're talking about now?
I have no idea.
You know what? I don't necessarily think that this content does, except that the globebusters have mentioned something of that recently, along that vein, where there's different things within the sky that can create multiple reflection effects that can result in you seeing something where it shouldn't be. Now, this was a conversation between Witsit and Jaron. Keep in mind, Witsit and Jaron have postulated going to the quote unquote final experiment and witnessing the alleged whatever the heck they're going to look at, and that it's going to have some bearing on the model, while simultaneously entertaining the concept that physical locations aren't necessarily optical locations and vice versa. So I don't know where they were trying to get with their thing there, but
so they're pre-ejaculating apologetics before anything happens. Are these people stupid?
Well, I don't think they're. Sorry,
BALLBUSTERS. I'm just posting the BALLBUSTERS text.
Not BALLBUSTERS, GLOBEBUSTERS.
I don't know if it's stupid or if it's just sneaky. With Jaron, when it comes to Jaron, I'm not too sure. What I was going to say is, I found it very strange that straight after David Weiss wasn't able to say the Earth is flat on Jesse Lee Peterson's show, straight after that, suddenly Jaron is going to Antarctica and it might be a globe, taking all the heat off of David Weiss. And David Weiss even challenged him on Globebusters a few weeks ago, one of his shows, about it. And Jaron was saying, well, I can't see how it would work on a flat Earth. It would have to be a globe or something like that. I can't remember exactly what he said. And David Weiss said, right. No, I wouldn't. That doesn't make it not flat for me. And I saw this, I was just like, a few weeks ago. I was like, it's not very strange the way suddenly they're saving one by making the other the bad guy. This is like the whole thing with them are a big show. It's just all a big show.
And then there's a third wheel in there, Brian, which is while they're all having this back and forth, they're all simultaneously discussing and or pushing forth content which demonstrates optical effects relocating objects in your field of view. So it's like one big fog of, let's just call it plausible deniability, for lack of a better term.
Yes, you brought that up a few weeks ago again, didn't you, AI? Or on Nathan's, that they're doing this. Yeah.
All right, I posted the video in BALLBUSTERS Skype. I'm not going to look at it. Do you want me to play this now?
I mean, not necessarily. The salient point that I said is at the end, where there's different content that's not the main content of this video that's alluded to, or clips are shown from, or images from. And then Dearth says, okay, all of that you can access through my app, right? But the main video, it's not too lengthy, but the main point is he has like this dome. I could find the timestamp and you could just watch that, but it's basically just a transparent dome, some continents pasted on it, on the outside of it, and then a camera moving and it's showing that the images that you see change location, basically.
Hmm.
You know
So
what
it's
I hear with...
Like it's a direct visual that, essentially speaks for itself. Let me find the timestamp here.
You know what nonsense I hear from flat earthers? I've heard flat earthers, and a lot of them are people who would follow globebusters, state that there isn't a 24-hour sun in Antarctica in the southern summer, but there is 24-hour daylight. It's like, and exactly how did you validate any of this to make that claim? Do you know what I mean? They're instantly separating daylight and sunlight, which may be correct. I have no idea. And then they're making a positive statement about how much daylight there is on the 21st of December in Antarctica. Whatever Antarctica is, none of them seem to know.
So he starts the demonstration at 9 minutes. It runs for a short 30 or 40 seconds. And then after that is a bunch of collated images and clips from other people's content. And then after that is you can get that content from the...
So 9 minutes. So we want to watch this, right?
Yeah.
Stick it in them. Go right from the middle. I don't usually like doing that.
Well, yeah, that's just if you want to see the setup that he has actually in operation.
All right, I guess we could. Hold on. I'm gonna change up here and put it in Discord.
I'm gonna get some coffee, so.
You don't want to watch this?
Yeah, I do, but I might be back even before you start.
So he's gonna start it out, and then he's gonna have a split screen, and on the left is like the image from the camera, and on the right is the image of the whole setup from an outside view.
All right, here we go.
I'll move the geolocation and the stars will stay still. Well, they won't stay still on the freaking camera. All right, I better move it over here. All right, so I'm going to move the position of the geolocation there. Right, so now we're not talking about times and time zones here right now. I'm talking about a moment. If I was on the phone now in Australia to someone in South Africa, that is the moment, that's not a time zone. So if I can say to someone, where's the Southern Cross right now? Over where you are. Right? So this is what this is going to do. You know, they spin around. The Southern Stars, when they're still, and you spin around your geolocation.
All right, I'm stopping it. I don't like doing it from the middle. It's just a bunch of gibberish, idiot gibberish to me. So, and I'm not playing the whole thing. So we'll see what the rest of the BALLBUSTERS think of it. Then we'll go from there.
I'll go after. If AI has something to say, I'll wait until after. Otherwise,
Yeah,
I'll say
I'm not
something.
mucking with this. Good, Brian.
Yeah, that wasn't as good of a timestamp as I thought it was, because he does have one shot where he shows the relevant objects So the lights array is at the top of the dome, and then the continents that he has cut out with cardboard are on different sides of the base of the dome.
Yeah, it looks like some Mickey Duck horse crap to me, right off the bat. But I'll give it a watch. But I can pretty much guarantee it's going to be really stupid.
Well, what I'd say about it is the problem we all have concerning the Celestials is we don't know what they are, and people just won't admit we don't know what they are. We don't know how we can find out what they are. We can't emulate them from a terrestrial sense. So just stop trying to do it. You know, people might say, oh, that's backward. It's not. It's like, what's the point in trying to figure out a mystery that you need to know certain parts of that mystery to be able to figure out the rest of it, and those certain parts you just can't find out? Who can go to the stars and find out what they are? How do you know they have a distance? We know nothing. Just accept it. People just won't accept. We don't know, and we're probably not going to. I'm
Well,
okay with it.
why can't people just try stuff? I mean, why hold them back?
Yeah,
it's not that I'm holding them back, Betty. Well, my point, I understand your empathy for them, because I was them. But in a way, I tried to figure stuff out like everyone else. But you have to admit to yourself, how can you figure out what the stars are, for instance, if you don't know what they are and you can't find out? How can you figure out how they're doing what they're doing when you don't even know what they are?
I've been sort of wondering about certain stuff, if it's possible, even on the flat Earth, to have a 24-hour sun at the poles, or in the southern parts, right? Even if it's on different directions, the south is just a ring around the North Pole, right? And I want to envision it. So when I start making maybe a sort of a model for myself, how things could work, maybe, and see if that works for me. I mean, what's the wrong in that? I mean, stuff has been discovered by people trying out certain stuff.
Yeah, but it's utterly meaningless.
No, why?
It is. Why?
For me, how can it not have meaning for me?
Well, it might have meaning for somebody, but for
And
the
it
rest,
might have meaning for other people that watch this, and somebody wants to do the work. Why would it be nonsensical?
it is.
Yeah, for you.
But yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
It's the acme.
stereotype.
I'm going to tell you, it's the acme of foolishness.
Yeah, you are the acme of foolishness by saying.
Hey, Betty, I look at it like this. Betty,
That's insubordination.
It goes back to what we were saying before about the subjective and objective debating or having a discussion. Ain't nothing wrong with talking about it. Ain't nothing wrong with puffing some doogies talking about, could you imagine this, imagine that? Or what if this and what if that? There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that they allow people with finite intelligence to act like they have this infinite intelligence, and they're all intellectuals and they're pseudo-intellectuals, make these claims and make these philosophical dissertations and document it, and got people thinking that this is what it is, without being honest and saying, hey, this is my opinion, this is what I wonder, this is what I think about, how about you? Not this is what it is. That's why it gets to the point where just stop perpetrating fraud. That's all we want. Stop perpetrating fraud.
I understand that, D. Rose. I do. I mean, and you're correct. I mean, if people sort of say, okay, now that I've tried this, it works, so now it is the way it is, I don't agree with that because you don't know. But there's nothing wrong with sort of experimenting on making certain setups and see if it works the way you envisioned it.
Right.
Experiment.
Brian starts laughing because he heard me.
And it's not scientific experiments, but experiments in the colloquial way.
Correct. So this conversation is actually very apropos to subsets of quote unquote members of the flat earth community who use this type of conversation to make claims not about the world but against the people involved in the discussion. So for example, they would characterize this discussion as Betty being forced to not pursue avenues of truth, and the person telling her is actually like an agent intended to do that. And then they create this mythos about the characters, and then they influence people's minds to like, okay, don't listen to this person because they're this gatekeeping agent because they said that this doesn't prove anything, and you should be able to pursue every avenue of truth you want. And so we end up with all these mini cult leaders controlling their little mini flat Earth cults among the the greater quote unquote flat Earth community at large, which we've seen every time there's some kind of headbutt like this. There seems to be a schism and a break off, and then you've got the other people who say, "Oh no, we can't have schisms and break offs, so let's everybody kumbaya and we'll all just accept everybody's point." Right?
Basically
So people take advantage of this one way or the other, right?
Yeah,
Hey,
so nobody's right, nobody's wrong.
AI, you got too much time on your hands, man.
ARQE.
You just
I
described.
don't know how I fit it in with my background meetings between you, me, Indio, and the Glober to gatekeep the truth.
Oh God,
Oh,
I don't
God,
know
who
how
made you
you can. I don't know how you manage the time.
Who made you gatekeeper? I mean, that's also a self-professed thing, right?
You did.
Nobody did. It's just a claim out there. Someone says, "Hey, this behavior is indicative of this type of thing. Therefore, this person is that thing." The other people believe them, and then they got their own little new in group.
But that's some of these people themselves, if they want to believe something. You can't gatekeep that.
Nobody
Yeah, but
is. We're
Betty,
just
the
laughing at them.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Just keep laughing.
But Betty,
But I'm laughing at you
Betty.
at sometimes too.
For
You're okay.
unwarranted.
No, not unwarranted, because you're narrow-minded as well. You don't even allow people to
What do you
just
mean?
try out.
I'm not in charge of anyone.
Oh, there you
They
get
can,
the high-pitched voice. What's with the sexy
they
voice?
can do whatever they want. I don't care. I don't have no control over
Sexy voice,
anyone.
mister. It seems your throat is getting better.
Betty, the problem you have with these kind of things is
I don't have any
you end
problems.
up with
You
witches.
got big
and
problems, girl.
I don't get
Yeah,
any problems.
you end up with
You get problems
witches and
with me.
ether.
I don't get problems.
She's rumpusing the daylights out of you, Brian.
Yeah, because
I know, yeah.
there's these sort of jabs at me. I'm not in on anything. Right? You seem to
Well,
believe that I have
we're
problems.
stifling her
crying
progress.
out loud.
She's taking jabs at us, and then she goes, "I'm getting jabbed."
Look,
I have no
in my
problem.
opinion, that it's really that people don't think that there's a way to think correctly. Like they just think that they can think whatever they want.
It's too many words.
And
Think.
No, you just can't think however you want. Like when people say, oh, I'm gonna, do a scientific experiment, but I want to affirm the consequence. Like it's like, you get what I mean? That's what people are asking to do.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm QE. I've got a just under a 3-minute video of mostly me and a few other people debating pilots.
Another NPD.
Another NPD.
Right out the bat.
So I don't know that voice. Who is that?
That's Angels of Light again.
Oh, Angels of Light. How's it going, man?
Yeah, good. I like what Refraction is now.
Oh, you do? Did you watch?
And I do have questions about it, but I do have a video very entertaining that I made. It's only about 3 minutes, but yeah, mostly me debating pilots and a few others, and the pilots are always proving it's flat. It's hilarious. I don't know if you want to see it or not.
Do you want me to do a treatment on it?
Yeah, well, it's pretty entertaining the way I've done it. So yeah, I'll put it in chat.
Uh-oh. Go ahead, Brian, before we get to the treatment.
Yeah, Betty, you know what the problem is when it comes to, I understand what you're saying, and I understand you don't want people to feel like they're not, like someone's telling them they're not allowed to do things. But the problem is that, let's just say with the celestial bodies, the same thing when it comes to certain elements to do with light. We don't have the information. We don't have it. So we can't, even if we did find out the actual cause, we don't know it's the cause or how it works. We don't know it. We can't prove it is because we don't have the information. So even if we accidentally did somehow figure out how the stars are doing what they're doing, we still don't have the information to validate that we found out. So we can never know.
Yeah, I understand that, but it still can sort of solve things. Pictured it.
What? That didn't make any damn sense.
I gave you the example of our sun in the south. So if I can make a little dome for myself, have a light source in there running around, making circles, and I can still, and I sort of can simulate the idea of a night and day and something like that. And I'm can the way I see it in my head, and try to emulate that in that sort of setup demonstration, for lack of a better word, and see if that works. There's nothing wrong with
I
it.
understand.
I know that I
understand what
can't
she's coming from.
prove.
Hold up, D-Rose. Hold up, D-Rose.
I know that I can't prove that it's the outcome and that it's that way per se, but for me it could be, in my own way, in an understanding of the world, could sort of open up something that I was struggling with. Right?
This is a pure Brian. Let me translate this for you.
Oh my God!
This is a this is a pure defense of P-brain. Because P-brain, that's right. That's all this is, Brian. This is pure defense of P-brain because Betty loves P-brain. She wants to have his kids.
I don't know. I haven't seen the man.
Well, you know what though? I'm gonna say this. I know she was speaking for. I ain't gonna say the Dave Weisses, who's very popular for doing these little demonstrations, or whoever else does these things. Mark even did it, but she's speaking on behalf of ones that their heart is in it. They have good intentions, and they just want to demonstrate what they mean by not making a model, but giving like an illustration or kind of like something to show you that, hey, just like they have their little ball in the middle with the little things going around that we remember seeing in school with the little balls going around the sun. You ever thought about this model or this demonstration? That's what she's talking about. I understand what she's getting from, but the end of the day is that, like Brian said, if you don't know, you don't know. Leave it alone. Stop trying to be God.
Hey,
Stop trying to be all-knowing.
I'll give you a common theme in all of these guys. If you actually look at some of the sources from Dirth's video, the common theme among all of them is New Age occultism. They're attempting to interpret the earth in a spiritual way and make spiritual and metaphysical claims based on their models. You'll notice that that's a trend with all of them. That's where it leads.
There you go, Betty. That's what.
Oh, now I'm an occultist. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even know myself. Wow.
Yep. Back to your cult leader.
I'm a mysticist.
Yes, you are, and your cult leader's P-brain.
Oh, okay.
We do crepuscular rays. Crepuscular.
Twilight.
I didn't know that I was a mystic cultist.
Is this from?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if I could play this. Hold on.
So I can never ever look at a demonstration or experiment in my life again because I might be in a cultic.
So my question to you is if you're flying from the left side of this red line to the right side of this red line, are you flying around a curve?
Hold on a second.
Level curves.
My goodness
Level
gracious.
curves.
If you're flying a plane perfectly straight and level, you're saying you never dip the nose down. Why would you not end up in space?
Betty.
Because you follow the red line.
New Ages.
My God, Betty, hold on a second.
I'm trying to smack you one.
I'm going to try to stop this video. Shut up.
It's your problem.
Go ahead. Now you can go. I stopped the video. Go ahead. What were you saying?
I don't get it. Why we can't have a little bit of imagination. And I do like David Weiss at some occasions. I saw a little clip of him, and he pointed out that on one of these, was it the Mars rover or the Moon rover, whatever, and he zoomed in, and there was a fly on it.
Wrong correction, super space fly. Get it right.
yeah. So I saw that and I'm thinking, see, that's the sort of things that people need to see as well. You know, it's a good way to show people. And many of these stupid ass people say in the chat, "Oh, there must be flies on Mars." What the? Like, I think that what was it? The guy Jen Panda said that. Oh, there might be squirrels on Mars.
Yeah, that's right. You remember that?
Yeah, didn't someone say call PETA because they put some Mars in the Mars rover? They put a squirrel. They put it on the Mars. that poor squirrel doesn't have anything to eat.
Can you believe that? Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. That was hilarious.
Yeah, it was. And you know, I sort of missed that sort of conversation where it's not so strict, and that if you go over one red line, that then the like honks of like horns go off, and then you need to be scolded back into your
No,
place.
it was just
What the
stupid.
hell?
It was just stupid. No one's stopping people.
For being stupid.
No one's stopping people's imagination. What the hell are you talking about?
Yes. Like this guy is doing an experiment with some dome and some lights.
I ain't doing no experiment.
Let him do it. Not the scientific one. Just experimentation on how things work, a demonstration, whatever. A science project.
It's not a science project either.
Yeah, well, the kids do back in school, right?
Yeah,
They
that's not science.
put something together with papier-mâché and that sort of stuff.
Paper mache.
Yeah.
Betty, take a breath and tag me in for a sec. Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow, Righteous, shut up.
Shut up, Righteous. He just walked in.
I just want to say something quick. It's just like I'm not an AE map guy. I don't see it at the moment anymore. The AE map.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I still like I'm on Betty's side when it comes to like I like people trying to figure things out, and
nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
I don't either. I don't have a problem with it. I just laugh at you.
So when people try to make roofs on people's houses,
roofs,
they were totally ridiculous because, well, we don't read roofs because it doesn't work. It's well to blow away, whatever, right? I mean, come on. Somebody
That's a false equivalence fallacy from the Black Lagoon.
No, how can you ever know something if you don't try out?
What are you trying out? Are you trying to ride around the Sombrero Galaxy? Don't overtalk me. What are you trying to ride around the Sombrero Galaxy?
Like a little keyboard warrior doing freaking nothing, and let everybody work on your house and say, okay, if it doesn't work, the experiment failed.
What'd you call me?
Keyboard warrior.
Like a little keyboard warrior.
Yeah, and you don't even debate no more. So there you go.
Hey, I got something to advocate for.
You really got nothing to add to her. Wait a second.
Hey, no. Listen. No,
wait a second. No. Don't tell me to listen. I'll mute your dumbass.
He has a speech impediment. I mean,
I will mute your dumbass. You listen over me.
He needs to get in between us, and it's not possible.
I know. I'm trying to enable Betty because she's transitioned poorly.
No, I'm on a roll, man.
All right, let's hear D Rose. Let's hear what he has to say.
Sorry, D Rose, I'm just making fun of you.
It sounded like you muted me, didn't you?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Just for Betty's sake of what she's saying.
Thanks.
All right. Now,
make it
let's
quick.
Let's talk about 120,000 feet above. Okay, let's talk about up there. Let's talk about it's not a vacuum, but let's know that I guess the gas pressure is different up there. Whatever. She's saying, what's wrong with them trying, not lying, saying that they went and landed, but what's wrong with trying to do the highest altitude flight if we have the technology to do it?
What the hell are you on about, D Rose? Are you snorting those shrooms again?
If there's a cap or a ceiling or a lift. Listen to me. No, listen to me.
I'm listening to you, but you're off the reservation.
D-Rose. They might already have done those experiments. I mean,
Oh, she's on
shooting
about
lasers up
experiments
into
too.
the air,
Jeez.
operations like
But
Dominic, right?
Dominic?
Yeah, shooting like nuclear bombs
Fishbowl.
into a dome,
Oh,
like
brother.
structure. They think, right? They are doing that already.
yeah, like they did. Yeah, like they say they did. Yeah, I feel you. I understand where she's coming from.
Yeah, I do too. It's someplace really, really stupid.
Yeah, Holland. Well, it's better than Germany.
Don't even go there. That was pretty funny, right? Where did germs come from?
Germany.
Obviously, Germany. You dumbass cracker.
Don't be racist, John.
You had a good laugh at that.
Yeah, I did.
Hey,
What's
QE, are you able to play that video?
Wait a
Germ
second,
theory?
Betty. He wants me to play this video. So, did I
Really?
share it already? Probably not.
It's pretty entertaining. I think you guys like it.
All right. Share screen. What am I sharing? Okay. This better be on the up and up. All right, let me get it over 1 second. All right, so this is Angels of Light. Introduce it for crying out loud, Angels.
This is basically just a compilation of me debating a bunch of pilots. There are a few other people, one other person, Nathan Thompson, and who's the other guy? Flatzoid, also got little clips in here as well. But yeah, it's pretty hilarious. Like all these pilots just get smoked.
All right, here we go.
You thought as if you're flying from the left side of this right side of this red line. Are you flying around a curve?
Level curves. Level curves.
So if you're flying a plane perfectly straight and level, you're saying you never dip the nose down. Why would you not end up in space?
Because you follow the red line, you're flying level, the same elevation above the ground.
Right, so then the plane's nose dips down.
Not relative to the ground, no.
So then you fly up in space.
When you fly, okay, you start off at the North Pole like this. Okay?
He's retarded.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he's not dipping the nose down.
I'm not saying anything.
Oh my God! Here we go again with D-Rose. D-Rose, you go up to the top. You
No,
see
sorry,
QE live. You click in there, and then it shows up all of a sudden, like.
If you're lucky.
Bob is a certified retard. You know, I'm gonna have to smack you around a bit.
Hey, QE, yeah, you have to go medieval on their asses.
Oh, on Bob, that's old news, brother. You don't have any idea what's already happened to him. But I'll continue.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
See, here's the North Pole. Here's my airplane. It's a set height above the ground. When I come over here, that is still level.
Dip the nose.
No, the nose isn't dipping. It doesn't have anything with where anything to do with where the nose is. It simply follows the curve around because this direction is down no matter where you are on the globe.
In order to make that red line over the globe there, you have to curve the line, right, to draw it, yeah?
All right, turn the globe sideways and
No, hang on. Answer the question. It's a very simple question. The red line.
Okay, the simple answer is no. You don't. It's not.
You don't have to. You don't have to draw a curve. He's joking.
No, I'm not. It's just basic geometry.
It's basic geometry. This freaking guy doesn't even know what a triangle is, right? He's such a moron. He's so delusional. It's Betty. You feel sorry for Bob, the pseudoscience fallacy guy?
Sorry, it's weak.
It's beyond that. Yeah.
Yeah. But come on, this is the same thing that Red Rhetoric used with this shelf being crooked.
We went over that today on Nathan's show.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Hit him with the wall, chocolate.
I mean, it's the same thing, you know. I mean, they use these ridiculous props, right, to get to that point. It's ridiculous. How can you use such a large plane on the big tiny ball?
Well,
It doesn't even make sense.
Wait a second. You're stopping their imagination, Betty.
Yeah, I understand that, but this is ridiculous, right? That doesn't even match reality.
Except that he's out of the scale,
You're
right,
a
Betty?
stupid dumbass.
Quit having a conversation. The video's playing.
I'm already sick of this discussion. I've been to 72,000 feet. I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm really not interested in what you think.
This is 120,000 feet, so this is no curve. It's just higher than what you're claiming.
What's 120,000 feet?
This image you're seeing on screen, sir, it's
7,000 mile.
This is 120,000 feet on screen right now, sir. You didn't see curvature from your height that you just said.
So my question to you, Claude, is if you're flying from the left side of this red line to the right side of this red line, are you flying around a curve? That's what I thought.
Probably, yes.
That's what I thought.
I don't know how wide that line is.
That's the longest.
He doesn't know how wide the line is. What a numpty. This guy's a pilot?
Dude, yeah, that guy there, I've got a longer version of it. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
He said he was an ex-military pilot of 50 years.
It sounds like it.
Silence. That was the longest silence I've ever heard on a flat earth debate. Thank you. I appreciate that, Todd. We'll clip that.
Yeah. So hang on real quick.
Flip whatever you like. I'm trying to figure out how wide the
He's trying to figure out how wide that red line is.
Yeah.
What a clown.
is on your picture, and it doesn't look very wide.
When you maintain the same altitude around a globe, is this line curved?
The line curves because we're taking into consideration the curvature of the Earth.
We take it down.
We do not need to nose down at all.
They're morons, man.
That's just a point.
What?
So how come you don't gain altitude?
All right, angels.
All right, that was it.
Yeah, thanks for that. That's funny.
Yep, you're
The
just
face
getting
with
into
the zombie face.
See, D-Rose, relax. See, what's so beautiful about this, Betty? See, Angels of Light here that just gave us that video in the discussion. He's kind of new to Flat Earth, and all this is so new to him. And he's got this excitement about him and this humbleness about him. I like the guy, but we're like headed back to 2015 with the same characters.
Yeah, but there's new characters that need to go to that same phase that we already went through.
I got you. All right, so I guess we'll allow him.
Well, speaking of that, did Wolfie ever give us that attitude data he was supposed to give us?
Wolfie?
Attitude or
Yeah. Like 7 years ago, Wolfie made a claim that he had personal access to black box data that would prove the plane took the arced path that they claim.
That's Brian's
and
game.
It's been
That's
7 years later, and he still hasn't done it.
That's Brian's game. Brian, were you aware of that? Well, I guess he'd answer if he was here.
Brian!
He's not here. He took off. He always does that. Yeah, Wolfie. I don't know. They just respawn after. I can remember dragging him around back in 2016, right in front of him and his subscribers. It was pathetic. I don't get it anymore.
And epic.
I don't even know why he bothered making such a claim. It's like, who's going to believe that some low-level scrub pilot is just going to be given the interior data access to a black box? It's like, get real, dude. I could see the requisition request form now. On the object where it says, for what material or necessary purpose do you need this data? I got to disprove some flat earthers. Request denied. Request denied.
Who's he getting it from? Ozark Mountain shit wings? Wolfie is a pretended clown at the highest level. You know what? I haven't heard him. Does he still have a YouTube channel?
As far as I know, but I haven't heard really much anything about him in a long time.
Nice and quiet.
Except vague references, like, you know, someone who's been in the game for a while might say, "Oh, Wolfie disproved that, you know, 10 years ago," or, you know, whatever the heck stupid claim they have.
He couldn't debunk a soup sandwich. He's a generational retard.
Hey, Quantum, do you want to see me debating Ruhif?
No, I've had enough of Ruhif for the rest of my life.
He also was mad.
You mean Mr. If the Earth was flat, the horizon would be curved, Ruhif?
Yeah, or
Yeah.
Mr. Numpty from Down Under.
Yeah, that one. He actually thinks he's upside down relative to you guys. I don't.
And definitions are fucking meaningless. We've been round and round with Rooftard so many times.
Hey, you know, I debated him on Jeranism, moderated debate. And I brought up the Selenalian eclipse, the possible eclipse. And I go to him, so how does refraction work does refraction work with shadows? He's like, no. I'm like, oh, well, how come we're seeing this supposed shadow on this refracted moon, right? And he just didn't get it. It was hilarious.
Oh, he gets it.
Shadow.
Bad moon shadow. Somebody had to interrupt that, right?
Yeah.
Freaking AI, right?
What?
I got a question. Where has my shirts been tight as
Shut up,
Craig?
D-Rose.
No, it's Craig. My shirts are tight as fuck. Where's he been?
We gotta all yield so Quantum Eraser can sing. Go ahead.
No, I'm not doing it again. What do you want, D-Rose?
Nah, whatever happened with Craig? Is he still? Because I haven't been on Flatsoid thing in a while. Craig, shirt too tight, Craig.
We don't even think about him anymore.
Yeah. See, that's the cult thing.
Is it?
Yeah, he's been unpersoned and anathemized from our cult. Okay.
Don't enable her, AI.
Hey, listen, I wanted to play a segue off of Bad Moon Shadow, but I forget I'm from the future, and that's why I interrupted you before you said it.
Yeah, you're in rare form today.
It's a Quantum.
But yeah, I wanted to tell Angels there's another Bad Moon Shadow, which is stupid Globers will claim, you'll hear it all the time, even idiots like Neil deGrasse Tyson at the highest echelon of globe zealotry will say things like, only a ball can cast a consistent arc shadow on another ball. Therefore, the Earth can't be flat because, right, exactly. You do a demonstration of that, and it actually creates an ellipse or a wave pattern of a shadow on the other pole.
It makes it distorted when two spheres are casting shadow. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I know, but you can get like a convex plate and use another plate, and it will make the same as what we see in the sky in the moon, right? Do you guys know about the what is it? The Gaussian profiles of lights? Do you know about that?
The what?
Because the moon matches a flat top beam laser, meaning that it's not even spherical. It's more like a convex plate.
But didn't we just say that we can't know? Shouldn't be saying anything about it.
Yeah, if you look at the moon with a forward-looking infrared, it matches the profile of a flat top beam laser.
Yeah, it matches, but we don't know, right? We can't go there.
I know.
So that whole experiment with that laser is the same thing as the man with the dome. Don't say anything about it. And you couldn't even mention it, or even try to say anything about it, or try to set up something, because we don't know.
Lucky Brian isn't here. Otherwise, we have enough votes to ban you from Flat Earth forever.
Me?
Exactly.
Oh shit.
Yeah. There you go. Yep.
Hey, well, Quantum, are you there still? Because Q was teaching me about.
I just sat down.
Remember when you teach me about refraction? How it needs to go through the boundary of two medium.
Correct.
Okay, so I've got a few things on that, right? Like, you know how I was talking about the green flash on the sun? Doesn't that the fact that we're even seeing the green flash, doesn't that mean there has to be two mediums? Because
No.
that's the only way we can
No,
replicate it.
that's circular reasoning. No, it doesn't. There's not two mediums in the Atmo.
Well, okay. So what would be causing the green flash?
I have
then?
no idea. That's your claim. I don't explain your claims, counselor.
Yeah. So let's say we
Betty,
get
Betty, are you having a good time with this?
That's always quantum forensics design. It's like watching tennis, like ping pong, right? Like he always smashes it right back at your face. Unbelievable.
Yeah, but that Angel, the Angels, he's a good man, right? He takes it. It doesn't even affect him.
Yeah, no. Hey, I've copped worse off Globers. Nothing.
I can get medieval on him, Betty. He'll just ask the next question.
With a smile.
Yeah, with a smile. Yeah, and he snickers up there. He knows, right? But he's new to flat Earth. He's a pretty cool cat, man. I like him.
Thanks, man. Oh, what I was going to say was, let's say we get a triangular prism, we put a light, set it up in a vacuum chamber, right? Get rid of one medium. Get rid of one medium. Is it going to have a rainbow on it?
He's trying his best, buddy.
What's your response?
You want to hear my response? You don't think I got one?
Yeah. See the pink.
Yeah. Number one, this wouldn't be natural. Number two, you can't get rid of all of the other medium in the vacuum. That would be a second law of thermodynamics violation. So the whole thing's stop rumpusing me, Betty.
There can't be a medium in the vacuum, can there?
Yeah, there's still
still air pressure.
There's still, you can't get a perfect vacuum, so there's always going to be something in
there. That's not a vacuum.
What was the first thing you said? You before the medium thing, you said? What was the first thing?
The first thing? Oh, it's not natural because
natural.
vacuum chambers aren't natural.
Oh, right. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I plug
There's no naturally occurring vacuums.
Correct.
Therefore, the vacuum of space is fake.
Well, it's therefore your example's a train wreck, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. I see what you're trying to do. It's pretty clever, but it's not going to happen.
Could it be that I mean, if we are contained, right? Could it be that is the second medium?
No, if we are contained. No.
Yeah, I know.
No,
yeah,
that's
the container.
That's not a medium per se. It's a barrier.
The light can pass through like a substance, right? Like glass.
It depends. If it was glass and the sun was outside the glass, then that you would have refraction there.
I get you. Yeah.
Yeah, that most definitely. Yeah, because you have to have, the whole thing is about incidents. Did you watch my presentation on refraction?
Not yet. No.
Oh, didn't somebody give you that video?
Probably not.
Presentation, no, but I am subscribed to you. I probably have to find it.
Yeah, good luck with that because YouTube, them communists, you can't find, if you type it in, it won't pop up. I thought somebody gave it to you on Discord the other day. I'd seen it populated in the text chat.
Well, what you can do is go to the channel. You can go to the channel and then use the F key, right? Control F and then search for title, maybe?
What would it be called?
Refraction.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. It's definitely BALLBUSTERS episodes. So go to my channel, go to playlists, go to BALLBUSTERS. Now there's 150 some in there, but that's okay. You just scroll through them, and there's a couple presentations on refraction, and choose the latest one, and just sit back and take it all in, and then come back with any questions.
Yeah.
Or if somebody can post it in here, be a good sport. Who's this
Oh,
numpty
you
right
can do
here?
just another presentation on refraction.
Who's this numpty? Rein in your idiot, John. Who's my idiot? And who was this? This one ... Well, who is this?
Oxbow Spirit.
Say again?
Oxbow Spirit is with the ...
You see the one where I'm in Ballbusters text chat, Betty? Go to the bottom right there. It's the second one up.
One mind, one spirit.
Is it one mind, one spirit? It's just giving me the one ... stuff.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that's it. The
I
Ballbusters.
timed his ass out.
I wasn't saying who was my idiot. Just never mind. So AI posted. There's the title of the video, "Angels of Light" in Ballbusters text chat. It's Ballbusters Live, episode 111, "The Savage, Merciless Death of Terrestrial Refraction."
Well, we forgot all about the adjectives.
Okay.
Yeah, just type that in and it'll pull it up, and then watch that. If you don't want to listen to the banner back and forth, you can just thumb through it till you get to when you see my presentation start, and then start from there.
And what's the name of it again?
It's Ballbusters Live, episode 111, "The Savage, Merciless Death of Terrestrial Refraction."
It's a colorful title.
Well, thank you.
The title is pretty metal.
I like the title. That's one of my. It's one of my pieces of flair.
Probably.
Shut up, buddy. But after, so Angels of Light, after you review that video, I mean, really, because it'll get right into it, man. It's hardcore. Okay, so after you watch that, now while you're watching it, if you have any questions, write them down, and then next time bring it back up again. Okay, good.
Yep.
And don't be putting me into any bowls of molasses in the wintertime and shit, all right? Something realistic.
Hey. It's just interesting to me that I learned from you about Snell's law.
Sure.
It requires two mediums. So
Sure.
doesn't that mean that the Earth technically there's never any refraction because it's just one medium?
Yes. Yeah. Well, there's refraction, but they use it in multiple different industries. It's also part of your eye, how your eye works, because there's a barrier, right? There is a surface or a boundary. You have the incident ray, and the refraction off the incident ray. Just look. Hey, thanks AI. He posted it in here for you, Angels of Light.
Yeah, I've got it as well. It's all good.
Nice thumbnail.
That is a nice thumbnail. Wonder who did that. But anyway.
Me.
Yeah, and there's another episode in there too if you want to, but that one should do it. Now, what was I saying? Just look at the formula. There's a formula for it. As soon as you see the formula, their goose is cooked. But since baltards don't understand just basic mathematics, right? They'll go off on some tangent without looking at the formula. Yeah, there's the next one. So there's two of them in there from Divergent Droid. Because I did two of them. Pretty much the same thing, just a couple nuances here and there. I think the bottom one is the newest one. All right, Angels, what? You got it? You like the thumbnails?
Yeah.
Can I point something out here? Sorry, I was away there for. All right.
I want in too.
Oh, so sad.
I was in the shower. I heard people calling me name, but I also heard Angels of Light saying. Well, I had to give something. I did. I wasn't explicit about it. I was just in the shower. You can make up with your imagination if you want to.
Oh, and she has that.
She sure does.
So why do I need to know that you're in the shower?
Well, I needed to. It was for QE to know why I wasn't here.
Unbelievable.
Go on. Let's get past the shower, Betty.
Unbelievable. It's like I did something horrendous. Anyway,
you in the shower while we are talking, and you listening. It's weird.
It's not weird. He doesn't want to miss anything.
Weird. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't want to miss it. I mean, I heard all you were saying and all Kiwi was saying. You know, I don't want to miss any of it.
Yes.
But long story short, right?
Sounds
if we're ever going to get there, Brian, because she just won't let you there.
No. It's a constant rumpus.
Yep.
Angels of Light was saying that what about if we shine light through a prism in a vacuum, right? Now, your response, I wasn't ready for that. Well, there'll still be gas in there won't be a perfect vacuum. It's like, well, fair enough, then that means there is still a medium. But even if you had a perfect vacuum, hypothetically, let's say you got the same exact effect without air, right? You just had glass. That doesn't matter. It's not refraction.
Yep.
Even if you get the same effect, it's not refraction because refraction is two medium. So if you get the same effect with one medium, then you have to call it some other thing because it's not refraction. Refraction is clearly defined.
Right, I get you. So then the green flash, that's then not refraction.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but if it involves only one medium, then it's
yeah.
But see, the problem is with the green flash is that I understood what you were saying. I was listening to yesterday's show. The problem I have with that is this: what's the sun?
Well, it gives off light, like white light.
Yeah, but you don't know what it is. You don't know what
you're going down. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's a
point being.
It's a white light. Hold on, Brian. Yeah, don't. It's a white light source. He answered your question. You're finished.
Yeah, but not really, because my point being is that my point being is that if you don't know what the sun is, then you can't make any claims about anything to do with it.
No, bullshit. That's incorrect. No. That's
we can still have our imagination, Brian.
No, it doesn't take any imagination, Betty. You're not helping.
Good one, Betty.
I did that on purpose.
All I know is that it gives off light.
He's correct.
Whether what it is, but yeah.
He's correct.
I wouldn't make a positive claim of what it is, but I know it gives off light.
But still, we don't want to lose track of what refraction is. So, like I said, go ahead, Betty. Settle down.
Officially, for Angels of Light, I wasn't there yesterday, so I couldn't speak on it. Officially, when you see the sun at the horizon in the morning and in the evening, officially, and I'm using the word officially here, and I'm emphasizing it, that is not the sun. Officially, that's what's known as the sun mirage. That's what they call it.
Yeah, according to their model, not ours, right?
We don't have a model, neither do they.
Yeah, but like that's what they claim because so they have to claim that, right? Did that come from the Stelladelian? Because they have to claim that the sun and moon are actually below the horizon.
Sun, right, going down behind a physical, the leading edge, or a physical, tangible leading edge of a globe Earth. When the horizon is not within their paradigm, is not a geometric edge of a globe Earth, and the sun officially at the horizon is only a mirage.
Somebody,
sun is claimed to have moved.
Somebody made that shit up.
So that's all that matters when it comes to a sunset or what happens at it. What matters
but they made it up. They don't have any of it. They just told you that.
And that's it.
Yeah, I don't believe that's real. Actually, I think we are seeing the real sun. Like it's.
Yeah, no one can say otherwise unless they can demonstrate it. Right? Yeah.
I think Globy McGlobeface demonstrated with the Fresnel lens or whatever it's called.
Globy McGlobeface couldn't. He couldn't show a friggin' a wrapper from a Cracker Jack box.
Hey, Quantum, when I debated him on propulsion in space, I showed him propulsion not working in a vacuum, and he got so embarrassed.
You and Brian's logic is gonna, Brian right here, you guys are gonna get along a-okay because he begs the fairy tale question with him all the way down the line.
No, I don't. I go into their paradigm and I put it apart. It's a subtle difference between what I do and begging the question.
Oh, you really set it up.
Yeah.
Stop it with the color commentary, Betty.
I like it when you set them up.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask a quick question. Just a quick one.
Oh no.
What is
Tell him to shut up, Betty.
Shut up. I can't shut up the owner of the server.
Go ahead. You didn't answer my message. He didn't even read my post today, Betty.
Didn't he?
No, he didn't pay attention to detail with it. He wants to go back and rehash non-history.
I think that's a tangent we don't need to get on.
Yeah, right. What's your question?
See how diplomatic he is? Wow.
Yeah, he is.
I was gonna say, well, there's what's stooping and stretching and all those isn't that refraction?
Yeah, that's what they call it. That's what the paradigm. They have 5 effects of refraction.
Right. So,
but it's not.
Isn't that going only through one medium? That was my question.
Yeah, they just made them up.
So that isn't refraction then what we're seeing officially then?
No, that's not. They don't even know what refraction is. They tell you what refraction is, but that's not refraction because it contradicts the definition of refraction.
Right, the 2 mediums thing. So then what is it?
I have no idea.
Okay, that was it. That's all I wanted to ask.
It's not my claim.
All right.
So that's why I don't. Yeah, I just exposed that they're clueless. They contradict themselves with every breath. It's also a false cause fallacy. It's also a demonstrated false cause fallacy.
Quantum, do you agree with?
No.
Do you agree that we have an electrostatic gradient that's discharging into the Earth?
I'll tell you what,
constantly?
I can only take so much of witless horseshit, all right? And we're reaching our limit.
Yeah, witless. No, but
don't get into electrostatics, man, because it's going to be very painful for you.
Depends on which side he is, right?
Yeah, no, I just save the electrostatics for after the after you review refraction. Let's take one subject at a time.
Because John can't handle both.
And my throat's acting up. I'm gonna have to take some more medicine.
I still don't understand this green flash you guys are talking about. Is it like constant while the sun's setting, or is it like just literally a flash, or is it something you only see in video?
It's constant. Yeah, it's constant, right? It's I see just the green and blue light above the sun as it's setting, and yeah, like with the prism thing, like you shine the light from above the prism down towards it, it'll orientate the rainbow in a certain way. And in nature, we see that the sun must be above our heads when it's setting because it's the green and blue flash are above the sun.
Okay, where I was living before, I used to see the sun. I wasn't like on the horizon where I would see the sun like disappear, but it was pretty like I had a pretty long field of view where I could see most of it, and I used to look at it all the time. I never noticed blue or green above it.
Yeah, you would need a camera for it. You need to zoom in and see it.
Okay, so it only comes in through video. That's what I was thinking. All right, I was just curious.
It's not that you need it only comes through video. It's just that you have to be closer to actually see it to notice it.
Oh, you got to zoom in on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I've captured it.
Oh, okay. Because I just thought I was losing my mind that I've never noticed a bluish green color above the sun. So like this is like I never heard of that before. I appreciate it. I was just curious.
Yeah, so according to our knowledge in physics, what you would call mainstream, what basically happens is dispersion. Dispersion is the fact that when you have refraction, light doesn't refract uniformly. It refracts at slightly different angles depending on the wavelength. And white light is basically the combination of all of the visible wavelengths. So when it passes between the mediums, then the red light, the longest wavelength, will refract at slightly different angles.
Shut the hell up.
Blue light.
What mediums?
Shut the hell
You
up.
said mediums, plural.
Which two, though?
Mediums. Yeah, I just sat back down. EMBO, you need to be institutionalized, dude. I told you that before.
Yeah, but EMBO, you heard when Quantum said that it needs two mediums, right? What's the two mediums the sun is passing through? That's what I'm trying to work out. There's only one.
It would be the different layers of the
No, it's two mediums, not layers. There's no layers in gases.
Yeah, like why would you say layers? Like it's just. Sorry.
No, but did he say atmosphere?
Hold on, D Rose. Hold on, D
I know
Rose.
it's one of your trigger words. I know that.
But it's not a trigger word. You're a moron.
Yeah, it is. You're mad at words.
That's it for you.
It's just wrong, Embo.
How long was he talking before I just stepped out for a minute. That little weasel snuck in here.
Only about 20 seconds, 15 seconds, maybe.
I mean, I was debating Embo about Coriolis, was it last night? Like, he believes the Earth has it, but he kept on denying it. I don't understand.
He needs to be institutionalized. He's already been exposed on this show, Nathan's show. He just respawns and then he usually ends up in the skank chat.
Embo, are you a paid science communicator? Like, doesn't I don't understand it.
He couldn't he doesn't know how to spell science, for God's sake.
Gas layer cake and then the air.
Yeah.
Like, unless you're paid, why are you here? Like, I don't get it.
Go ahead, Flatsy. You wanted to say something before? Do you want to say something to him?
It's inhomogeneous, so you don't have like just uniform layers in the air of gas.
That's inhomogeneous. It's
Inhomogeneous.
inhomogeneous anisotropic mixture of gases, Flatsy.
Exactly.
Shout out the booger.
There's also not a smooth gradient of pressure. That's wrong as well.
It doesn't have anything to do with fairy tale refraction anyway.
Hey, Quantum, I also heard you talking about the insane ratio. So
what?
7:6. So they claim that they have a 760/1 Tor, which is Earth, sitting next to a 10⁻17 Tor vacuum, which is like is that 100 quadrillion over 1?
Oh,
is that
you've
right?
been watching my videos, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, I learned that one. I like that. Isn't that okay? Isn't that like me?
As soon as you said 760/1, I pegged you. Because no one does that, or no one's ever done that, save for me.
Yeah, like I like that. That's good knowledge to have that.
You like that?
It shows you how insane the ratio is. That's like me putting a drop of blood in the ocean and saying, "Oh, it's not going to mix."
It's preposterous, but you're getting some good education there, man.
But is that right? 100 quadrillion over 1
I think
ratio?
That's what I caught. It was 100 quadrillion. It's like exponential magnitudes. That was a pretty old presentation. You're way back in there, back in the day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty nuts.
Yep.
So gas moves in all directions and needs containment except for the Earth. It uses gravity. Well done, people. Well
done.
Special pleading. That's a special pleading fallacy.
It's not a special pleading fallacy. It's a moron fallacy.
Planes fly straight, but it's okay.
760 Tor is 759.983 greater than 10⁻17 Tor.
Excuse me. What I want to know.
Hold on, D Rose. No, Brian, it's massive.
That's what I'm saying. That was my point. It's 759.983 greater than 10 to the minus 17 torr. 760 torr is.
It was still too low.
That's how much greater it is.
No, it's much greater than that.
When we got back Sunday, there was still 2 goldfish.
Hey, Mr. Goldfish, Neil Constantino, you better shut that mic up.
Freaking snatches them, breaks them in half.
Listen to this son bitch.
Sounds like a damn skit from Goodfellas.
He just dogged original D-Rose
Well,
out.
free to believe Jesus is God all you like. You still cannot produce a commandment that says doing so is a requirement for salvation.
Okay, let's everyone be quiet and listen to what he says. He's talking to somebody.
Unless you believe on the Son, you have no life. Believe on him to be saved. What is that saying? Does it have to specifically say, believe that I am God? Yes, Jesus said, my Lord and my God, Thomas said, and Jesus said, because you've seen. Blessed are they that have not seen. This is the problem.
Betty, is he in his church?
Mind your business. I was dealing with another guy. This
Weird.
one mind, one spirit shit.
Well, thanks Neil for disrupting the conversation.
People that don't use their.
Why don't you mute him like you mute me?
Well, because
like
it's fun listening to him.
It's a racial question.
Anti-Trinity, anti-Godhead.
It's a racial thing. D-Rose, duh.
It's not. It never says Trinity.
I had a legitimate question
Never
about
says.
gas.
There's a lot of things it doesn't say. It says Godhead.
So that's a Constantine.
Read John chapter 17, and you.
All right, you're gonna have to mute him.
I mute him.
Did you mute him?
Yeah.
Okay. See, he got me off my game. What were we talking about?
I think we're talking about the gradient sitting next to vacuum.
We weren't talking about refraction, Betty. We moved on from that. We were talking about the gradient.
It must be rapture.
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 All right, listen. This is getting somewhat old in the tooth right here. No.
Yeah, I need my coffee, so I want to have a break.
Did I say old in the tooth? No, it's getting long in the tooth.
Old and late in the tooth.
Oh God. So Betty.
Yeah. I'm not gonna take you home no more.
Flatsy, help us. Did she leave too?
That's all, folks.
I like that.
Is that all, folks?
Yeah, it's all.
Angels. We're gonna wrap up the show.
I just had my
D-Rose.
question, but never mind.
We're gonna wrap up the show.
Wrap it up.
I don't know how to wrap things up though.
Like a pizza, like the calzone pizza.
The calzone.
Calzone.
Why are you stopping the show?
Because I got dinner coming and the
Are you under the shower again, Brian? Crying out loud.
You just get out of the shower.
Came out. Did you forget to wash your hair, huh?
No, he washed it, but he left the shampoo in.
Oh my God.
All right, say bye, Betty.
Bye, Betty.
All right, guys. We're going to wrap things up here. Hope you enjoyed the discussion, random discussion today. It goes, we just don't know where it's going to go. But you know what? I really like that. In the beginning, I didn't like that too much because I was so rigid and structured, but now I just let her budge, right? You never know what's going to happen. So hope you enjoyed the show. I don't think there's going to be any more treatments this week. I'm going to try to get over my sickness here. There's not going to be a Ballbusters this Saturday. All right? Got another archery tournament. You guys already know where I'm going. So just hang in there. Be cool. There'll definitely be more shows next week. Right? There'll be definitely a Ballbusters that next Saturday. And then we can see what trouble we can get into next week. And I'm sure there's plenty to be gotten. So hang in there. Be cool. Right on. And I should be back. QE out.
In the fragile realm where mysteries abide, there walks a man with knowledge as his guide. They call him QE, the quantum eraser. He moves through the world with purpose and grace, destroying beliefs at a steadfast pace, asking what's science and what's math. His wisdom cuts through like tempered glass. They call him QE, the quantum eraser. A master archer with bow in hand, his aim is true across the land, not just in science, but in every heart. He hits his mark with a steady heart. They call him QE, the quantum eraser. It's all too easy for him when he takes the stage. With every word he states, they feel the rage. His presence alone rattles that cage. The crayon-eating numpties are running out of time. They call him QE, the quantum eraser. With every swing of the cowbell, the illusion fades, and with each strike, the glow-burst illusion degrades. QE's treatments, they cure them of their plight, guide them toward truth with all his might. They call him QE, quantum eraser. The hardest thing about being a glober is telling your daddy you're gay, oh so gay. That's why they need QE's treatment. They call him QE, quantum eraser. They call him QE, the quantum eraser.